Wow, there's little stickers. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, there's suits. I forgot about that.
There's all kinds of new stuff.
Look at the gas
Free.
mask.
Free.
That looks like the hat a Thin Man has in Little Nightmares too.
Oh no.
What?
There's free lunchbox. There's all kinds of shit. Oh, you just added me to your team here. Hang on a second.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I just did.
it says that I declined. Invite me again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Invite the team. Team invite.
All right, I'm on your team now.
Okay, I'm ready if you are. Are you ready?
I'm looking for more free stuff. It doesn't look like there is anything.
You
Hello,
lied.
Wingman.
Little Ming Man. What do you mean about Little Ming
There's
Man?
the one of the guys in chat said hey yeah. So, I'm saying hi
Ah,
back. There's
Ohio. 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 Ohio.
All right.
Ohio.
Are you going to start the game or what?
Wait for a free lunchbox.
Well, then go get your free lunchbox and then start the game.
I got a free lunchbox.
Yeah, we're going to try to have a conversation that there's somebody that wanted to talk about leeches, and then there's somebody that wanted to talk politics. But, if you want to play
Okay,
games
I'm
for a
starting the
little
game.
bit, we can do that.
I'm starting the game.
Okay, we're in. We're starting the game.
I like my character with the little scar in his eye. Sling. I don't know why it says level 1 when on the loading screen.
That's just the picture that you took.
Oh.
So when you take a picture,
Why do
you'll
I
have to
look
take
so
a new picture whenever you get to higher levels.
Why do I look so angry though?
I don't know.
Woo!
Yes. Special loadouts.
A little bit of music and a little spice. Make for friend to mean to nice.
All right, I'm at my camp.
I'm still on the loading screen. Loading screen, loading screen. This is the loading screen, loading screen. I have no idea where I'm at.
Is that right?
Yes. Okay, I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Are you?
Yes.
Well, I don't know where you're at right now. I'm doing gun stuff.
Where are you?
I'm at my camp.
Where's your camp?
You'll have to go to the map.
I found camp. So it doesn't say my camp.
Yeah, it'll have to say Slaughter Pony's camp. That's what you're looking for.
That's a train. Okay, where's your camp?
My camp?
I found the mission. I found the mission.
You found a mission?
Yeah, I found a square on somewhere. That's a mission.
Okay.
Okay, Daddy.
What?
If do you want me to show you where my mission is?
If you just go to your mission, I will follow you there.
Okay, so if you see a place with a satellite on the side of it, that's where my mission is.
I should be able to find you on the map.
Oh shit!
What?
There's like a cutscene on it.
I see you. Level 10. You're at
What? I'm not level 10?
Yeah, you're like at the river.
Oh wait, what?
Are you on a river?
No.
Are you fast traveling right now?
It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me go to my mission. Oh wait, I have missions. Daddy, I'm gonna come find your camp. I don't know where your camp is.
I wish that I knew how to tell you where my camp was.
I see you.
Okay. Yeah,
Slaughter pony.
I should
Fast
be a.
travel.
Yes, fast travel to me. Oh my god, dude, chill.
Sorry. It's just that sandwich I took. Has mayonnaise in it.
I don't know what that means.
I'm outside.
You're outside?
Yes, I'm outside your camp.
Oh, okay. I hear you twice in the game. That's why you sound funny. Let me mute your mic in the game.
I can mute my mic in real life.
Don't mute your mic in real life.
You're level 70?
I guess so.
There's a box.
There, I turned off chat, so now
Want me-
I can only hear you in Discord.
Want me to get that?
Get what?
The ammo. In the bag.
I mean, you can pick it up if you want to. I just don't have any use for arrows.
I took it.
All
But I have
right.
no use. But I don't have no use for them either because I don't have a bow and arrow.
Hang on, I gotta cook. I have to
Did you
mix
just
some.
Mario? Did you just Mario jump?
I don't know. I don't know what that
In a
means.
minute. Mario jump. Remember Mario?
Cook all the meat.
I can hear you. I can hear you twice because I can hear you in real life. I can hear you in real life and in the game.
Well, good.
That looks so cool.
What, doing the symptomatic? You can go in there too, yeah.
Yeah, it looks
I'm gonna have
so
to run
cool.
over to the shop and sell some crap because I didn't realize I was this heavily weighed down with shit.
First, can you do one mission with me, and then we can go to the shop?
It's gonna take me like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Where's my
I'm gonna
inert flux? Okay, I need more.
Okay, I'm gonna stay at your camp and protect your camp. Okay.
I think I have enough. I think I have enough
Surprise,
turrets.
motherfucker!
I think I have enough turrets and shit to keep
Wait!
it safe. What?
That gun looks like your gun in real life.
Which one?
This
The one on the wall?
No, this one.
I don't think so.
It kind of does.
That's a big giant machine gun. I don't have it.
It kind of does.
No, my gun looks more like the shotgun, my combat shotgun. That's what my real life gun looks like.
Well, what about my shotgun?
What about your little?
Oh shit!
Your little orange one? What?
Yeah. What?
What do you mean what?
What? Like, what do you mean? I'm gonna be right back. 1 minute.
All right. Hey, what's up, bud? Jeez.
I'm alright. How about you?
It's about the same old, same old. I've just been, you know, doing the thing, playing the games, doing the thing.
What games?
Well, I'm playing Fallout 76 right now.
Is it any good? Because I heard a lot of shit about this game.
Yeah, it's good now. When it first came out, it was pretty boring. But they have a lot of updates and shit like that. It's actually kind of cool now.
Todd Howard made it
Daddy,
good.
I'm coming
So
to
now
you.
you can buy Fallout 76.
Do what?
I'm coming to you.
Wait, who's that?
That's
That's
my
me.
boy.
My name
Oh,
is
your
Mason.
son.
Yeah,
Hello.
My name
he's
is
playing
Mason.
Fallout with me.
I'm 7 years old.
Holy shit.
I'm at level 10 right now. I'm trying to find. Where is my dad at?
I went to the store
I'm trying
so I
to
can
find
sell some
it.
shit.
You know who you remind me of? Myself.
Yeah.
I was playing with my. I loved to play with my parents as well. We played like World of Warcraft and all that other shit.
I One time, the first time I went into a nuke, but I had I forgot what it's called. The suit. It
Oh,
keeps you
you had the
safe.
hazmat suit on.
Yeah, and we had to defeat like a scorch monster. Is that what it's called?
Scorched Beast.
Scorch beast. Well, it is a monster, but it's a beast. Scorch monster, beast, same word.
Okay.
I can't even find you. I don't know where the shop is.
It's the little train station next to the airport. Why do I weigh so much right now?
I do not know where the airport is.
I got 3 rifles on me, that's why.
Where is the airport at?
It's just south of the camp that you're at right now. All you have to do, is go south. Remember where we fought all the Scorched?
Wait. Never eat soggy. That's down.
Yes. Never eat soggy.
Cereal.
That's what I remember. Never eat soggy waffles.
Ugh.
I always said never eat soggy worms. I don't know. All right, Mason, we're gonna do your mission. So fast travel somewhere, and then I'll go to your mission.
It's like eating soggy cereal. Just eat fucking oatmeal if you want the soggy cereal.
I've never been a huge fan of oatmeal, but
Daddy, come to your camp.
Okay, I'm coming to you right now.
Dude, I love oatmeal.
I love Fall 76 because I have so much missions.
I like
missions in one.
Oatmeal's pretty good.
Dude.
I like that instant shit. We have some strawberries and cream. Oh shit!
If you goes 93 meters, you're going to jail.
All right, boy, where are you at?
I'm outside your camp.
Okay, let's do your mission.
Okay, follow me. Okay, this way.
All right, I haven't even spawned in yet.
It's south.
All right, here we go. I'm following you.
Damn, Stallion. I'm so glad that you're taking care of this, taking good care of your kids.
I try.
I was kind of abandoned when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a more tough life. My mom hardly cared about me, except like recently she started nudging me and stuff like that. And my dad left when I was 11 or 10 even.
Oh yeah.
So that was hard for me.
But you stayed in school and
surprisingly,
all that
surprisingly, ponies were my salvation.
Oh no, Daddy. Water.
Oh, is that right?
Be careful. Jump on the rocks.
Are you talking about the camaraderie that is afforded to you by like brony fandom stuff, or is it deeper than that?
No,
it was more about the message of this show.
Yes!
I was like,
Keep going.
I was trying to cope.
Keep going
with,
south.
Basically the loss of my father, and I was
Around that jump.
well, I didn't, lose him. He just blocked me, blocked my number, blocked my social media, and never interacted with me again. But I know he's out there.
I got my knifey.
Right.
And he's doing something to survive, because basically.
Oh, we have to get in there.
Took the apartment, took everything basically. So.
And then just took off.
My mom. No, yeah, he took off.
Damn.
Oh, it's some other girl.
I don't know where my mission is. It's somewhere around here.
Yeah. That sounds tough, bud.
Yeah. So I was like trying to cope with it, and I randomly was watching TV with my sister, with my youngest little sister. She was like, when I was 11, she was.
Daddy, I can't find my mission.
She was like 5 years younger. She was 6.
Yeah.
If you were still a kid, I'll be like.
She was watching a Russian channel for cartoons called Carousel.
Okay.
If you.
And
if you
there were final season. At the time, Wait, that was 2012, was it? I don't remember, but it was on the second season.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been, I think, 2013, 2012, somewhere around there.
2012, yeah.
Something like that.
And
Yeah.
I was like instantly hooked. I was like, "Whoa, this is so colorful and cheery. I gotta watch this." And I started, trying to find ways to watch it because I didn't have my own computer. I didn't even have my own computer. I would sit on my mom's computer and like silently in the middle of a fucking night.
Yeah. Guy in chat says, "What do you
it.
think? What do you think for FNGR?" I don't think about FNGR. FNGR is just another person that exists, and so I don't pay attention to him at all.
I stopped paying attention to him a while ago. Like I was like, okay, he's just living rent free in my head.
Yeah, I just don't. It wasn't that big a deal. It that whole drama kind of it kind of went in my favor, so it wasn't all that bad, and it ended up being all right, and we got some quality memes out of it. So
but I think I kind of understand him as on the way of he's just an old relic of the old internet, kind of. So like when you could be anyone on the internet, you could be a racist fuck on the internet, and then be a good guy in real life. So it was just your anonymous identity you could do anything with. And now that the internet is less free, I guess, and more correlating with your real life, you can't say this or can't say that, it would get you in trouble. And people started actually like thinking about what they say.
yeah.
And those people and those old people, I guess, they never did. They never started thinking what they say.
Are you a brony?
Yeah.
Yes, I am a brony, I guess. I watched the show a lot, all the way up until like season 8, and then I kind of quit paying attention much more to it. But that seems to be the majority of my little friend circle on Twitter and stuff is being is bronies and My Little Pony content.
I was more into for me personally, I was more in touch with the show rather than the fandom, because the Russian part of the fandom is a lot like 4chan. It just
Oh yeah.
I went to a Russian forum called Tabun. It on English it translates to the herd. So so I went there and I started writing fanfics, and those were you could say like when I was 12, I didn't know what I was doing, and I wrote cringe fanfics.
Well, everybody does.
I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like absolutely destroyed, and that kind of discouraged me from writing, and I turned to drawing instead.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of drawing, since when are you so good at drawing yourself, Stellan?
Mr. Pickle.
Oh, yeah. I've been trying to get good at drawing for a while.
This way.
I mainly work with pencils, like lead pencils and shit like that is usually what I work with, because like digital art just escapes me. I'll need to get like a good drawing tablet or something, because I can't translate my skill of drawing from a pencil into a mouse. What year did you become a brony?
What if I find a good
Hold
solution?
on one second. Hold on one second. I got chat.
Sorry.
Chat says, in what year did you become a brony? I want to say fucking like 97 or something like that. I grew up with 5 sisters, so if I wanted to be included and play with my sisters and stuff like that, then I was playing with Barbies and watching My Little Pony and all that kind of stuff. And My Little Pony Tales in 1992 was my first exposure to My Little Pony, and I started watching it a lot. Not in 92, they did reruns several years later, and so it was like 96, 97 or something like that they were running episodes of My Little Pony Tales, and I was just hooked. And I've been watching ponies ever since.
I was born in 99. I'm like 20-year-old.
If you were still a kid, I'll be way more older than you, probably. I don't know.
Yeah?
Mason, that
What do you
doesn't
mean?
make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
If
I
I was
don't
still a
know.
kid, I would be older than you.
I guess I kind of became a brony.
How am I
Not
supposed to know because
on.
I'm the kid?
I guess I became a brony, quote unquote, not when I visited the Herd forum, rather when I went to my first Russian BronyCon in 2014. That's when I considered, like, yes, I'm a brony. At that moment, it clicked. I was like, yes, I'm hooked on the community. I'm hooked on the show,
Oh,
and
okay,
I
wait.
started kind of investing myself into it.
Right. If what you're saying is when did I become involved with Brony fandom in general, or just like start identifying as such, then it would be about 2015. In 2015, during the season 4 hiatus, I started making music and interacting on MLP forums. I have since abandoned MLP forums because they're not super friendly with like not safe for work content, and like pretty much everything I do is not safe for work content. That's the kind of stuff that interests me. Crossing ponies with like horror movie aesthetics is just like my thing, and that wasn't really okay on MLP forums, so I just went elsewhere.
Oh yeah, horror and gore stuff isn't really welcome, far as I remember.
And it
But,
still
you know,
isn't really,
the
because even
rule
on Derpy
34
Burrow...
is.
Go ahead.
Daddy, it says we're here.
It says we're here at your mission.
Yes. I think it's this
What
way.
do you think of dark fanfics? If you're talking about like I said, if we're talking about My Little Pony crossed with, that's enough, boy. Shh. If you're talking about My Little Pony crossed with like horror movie aesthetics, then I'm all about it. I don't, typically sit around and just like read stuff.
I guess what he's trying to say is like stuff like Little Miss Rarity or whatever.
Yeah. That kind of, or like Rainbow Factory, or
Yeah.
or what is it, Cupcakes, or all the other, really.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I wanted to create music right when I listened to Rainbow Factory. I was like, yes, I want to make music, and it's literally the New Year's Eve for 2013, like it was December 31st, 2012, like literally New Year's Eve, and my uncle was like working in FL Studio, and he showed me, and I was like, holy shit, that's good. Show me everything you know. And he like showed me little tricks and stuff like that. And yeah, since then I kind of started writing my own music, but I never took it seriously right up until 2016. So that was like 3 years of me trying jokingly like making music and stuff.
Yeah.
But in 2016 I started taking it more seriously. I joined a band, I started playing guitar because I was hooked on the band that I saw in 2014, and on the first Russian BronyCon I went to, it was called White Alicorn, and it was hella good. It was like metal, and what do you know? In 2018, I even got to join the band.
Oh, that's pretty neat, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Only thing, at the end of 2019, they kicked me out because the band was kind of falling apart, and they closed down the project.
Yeah.
The drummer was like, the drummer who is leader of the band was like, we're going nowhere. Since 2013 we were like stagnating, doing nothing, so I'm closing down the project. And he was like, and we were like, oh, okay. And he accused us all of being like having no initiative, like taking no initiative and being like jerks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how it kind of fell apart.
Well, I don't know.
Which is sad.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is goofy to me because I didn't start to get some real attention behind my music. Wait, hang on. What do you think of 4chan being rude to bronies? I don't care.
I never even went to 4chan.
No, this is.
I completely ignored that side of the fandom.
Yeah, I never went to the 4chan side of things anyway. But like I was saying, the whole. What is it that I'm trying to say? Oh, fuck. I didn't start to get real attention around my music until I started to not give a fuck and like if I started to focus on what I liked to do myself, and then I just kind of put it out there and I go, this is what I like to do. This is, what I like to do in my free time. I try to do it as best I can. But if you like it, here it is. If you don't like it, then, fuck off. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I started to not give a fuck is when I started to actually get some attention, not trying to make some not trying to make like pop music sounding shit or like or doing as many
like
covers.
black metal.
Yeah. I started doing this screaming stuff because like my first song that I did for Brony Fandom was a cover of an Audioslave song, and it is it just wasn't good. Technically and otherwise, it was just not good. And so like I said, it's funny to me because I did the same thing. I was in a band and
wow. Would you ever stop talking?
What do you want? What do you want? You want the floor is yours. Go ahead, boy.
I just need to focus. That's all.
Okay, what are you trying to focus on? You trying to find your mission still?
Yeah, that's what I'm focusing on.
Okay, well, when you find it, let me know, because I'm gathering supplies.
Oh,
I know, but you wouldn't know where I am.
Stallion, one question. Thoughts on MMOs? Like MMORPGs, like World of Warcraft or Albion or Diablo, whatever the fuck?
I've never really been a fan of really huge, massive multiplayer online games. In general, I've never played like World of Warcraft or anything like that, but I've played like, I don't know, RuneScape or something. And those types of fantasy games just kind of get boring to me.
Yeah, I can understand that. What I don't like about MMORPGs is that it takes a huge amount of effort to do anything, and it's repetitive as fuck. Like World of Warcraft right now, like the current World of Warcraft is so goddamn repetitive. You can do the same thing just to get your gear score. You're not gonna be able to get anywhere. You're just fucking circle jerking for fucking gear. That's it.
Right. That whole now Fallout 76 was kind of like that when it first started, real grindy. But now it's a lot better. You can just kind of play around and have a good experience without having to grind.
I'm assuming like right now it's rather rewarding rather than before. I'm assuming.
Yes. And that was my problem with like ESO and shit like that, was that it tends to be real grindy, where you have to have you have to have like a high level partner. If you want to move up quickly, you have to have some high level partner in order to power level to a point where it actually becomes fun again. And that was another problem that I had with the games like The Division, was that it was incredibly grindy. I don't know. I've always been a fan of more like PvE type of games, like Fallout. The one thing that I'm not a fan of when it comes to Fallout 76 is how it's online, and I know that is its selling point. But I never once played a Fallout game and sat around and thought, you know what this needs? Other people. They were perfectly fine by themselves, and so.
Yeah.
Dad, you better hurry. There's gunfire going on.
I know. I was killing Scorched. Where are you at?
I am right next to you.
Okay, you're over here slacking. I haven't seen you kill anything. Slacking.
I'm feeding my horses.
Do you want to play with us?
I don't think he has Fallout 76.
I don't have Fallout 76.
Oh.
Sadly.
Hey,
It's a pretty
Daddy,
fun game.
Hey, Daddy, do you want to go fight a Scorch Beast?
I don't think there's any nukes going off right now. You'll hear the thing. It'll be like, and then it'll have the nuke go off.
No, I want to go where the nuke was before.
I mean, we can go over there, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be Scorched Beasts. And if there's not like a huge giant team or whatever, fighting Scorched Beasts, there's just not enough like reward in it.
No, it's fine. One time I went there alone because of you weren't there.
It might be fun, but it's fun for you when you don't have to go work for your ammo. I have to go back to grinding. Equestrian Diabolic is a great album. Thank you so much. Like, sincerely, it took me a long time. I had most of the songs written for the longest time, but then I would get too busy doing something else, or I'd have like work and I'd have to and I just couldn't get around to finishing it. But go ahead,
Daddy, do you want to go to the mine?
The mine? That also requires a nuke. I'm just gonna follow you. Let's go fuck up some Scorched or some, some bad people,
Okay. Let's go to the mine first.
Do you want to go? Are you gonna fast travel there?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay.
It won't let me. For real. There's a shovel and a pickaxe. And I am listen to this.
Okay, I hear you. Let's just go somewhere else. Just go anywhere. We can go fight ghouls.
No, they're too powerful for me. I'm not a high enough level for them.
You're not a high enough level to fight ghouls.
Well, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking to go into Ghoul City.
We can go to Golly Mine, and we can go through Golly Mine and kill all the Scorched in Golly Mine.
I want to fight a Scorched Beast somewhere.
Well, I don't like fighting Scorched Beasts because, like I said, there's just so much. It takes so much ammo to destroy them.
Fine.
If somebody launches a nuke, we will be there. We will go straight there and we will fight Scorched Beasts. But for now,
such a cheapskate.
Yeah. When you don't have to work for your ammo, it's really easy to just be like,
throwing buzzwords here.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know the real name to them. It's north, east, south, west.
True. All right, let's go do something, boy. Come on.
I want to find a Scorched Beast.
I don't know where to find one except for going maybe to a fissure site.
Yeah, that's where I want to go to the fissure site.
I don't know how to get you to come with me.
Fine, let's just go kill ghouls.
All right.
Wait, Daddy, hold on.
Go. What?
There was a yellow circle around here. There's a yellow circle now. There was not a yellow circle around here. But now there is.
Oh?
That means probably a nuke is dropping or no nuke is dropping.
No, there's no nuke drop.
Let's just go to the mine. The mine.
Okay, I'm going back to the camp to dump all this shit that I've gathered.
What's my fucking
Oh shit, I don't even have you guys up on screen. I'm so stupid. There we go.
Dad, don't move. I'm coming to you.
You're coming to my camp?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can bring me to the mine.
And I can bring you to the mine?
Yeah. No, it's not called mine, it's called mind. Mind.
I'm pretty sure it's just called the mine.
The mine.
Yes, the mine.
The mind.
No, it's not the mind.
Whose mind?
He's wrong. Boy, you're wrong. It's M-I-N-E. Mine.
Boy!
No, it ends with a D.
No, that's mind. Mind is the thing in your head. Your mind.
No, I'm not talking about like mind in our head. I'm talking about like, remember like mind like like we're going into a mine.
No, a
But not-
mind is past tense of mine.
I can't move. I can't move. I can't move. I actually can't move.
You can't jump?
Oh yeah, I can.
Oh, no
Like,
PKers in this area. Good.
But I was right here, and I. Toilet paper? You mean TP?
TP?
Huh?
TP?
TP.
TP for my bunghole? Boy, you're way too young for that. You don't know anything about that.
Yeah? It's for your bum. Can I not jump when I'm near you? Jump! I'm jumping on the bed. I'm jumping on the bed. I'm jumping on the bed. I'm jumping on the bed, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay, I was
I'm
just
pretty
healing
sure
up.
there is.
I was just healing up, so I'm getting out of bed.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
sorry.
laughing. He's not sorry.
No, he's not. He's just a dick.
What did this call about me? Want me to come in and will beat your fucking ass?
Okay,
Oh,
boy.
take it back.
Go to.
You're getting daddy's belt.
He doesn't care if I say bad words.
No, but your mom would be pissed off.
Well, duh, because she doesn't. Well, she doesn't care if I say bad words. Just not about people.
She doesn't care. Wait, I don't understand. She doesn't care if you say bad words, just not about people?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
if he says
shit.
something. I think what he's getting to is like, if he says something bad about someone, then she'll get pissed.
You're saying you're not allowed to like call people names? Oh my god, I'm being attacked by Scorch. Boy, fast travel to me now.
I don't know where you are.
Find me on the map and fast travel to me.
I'm on the map. Can you chill your butt down?
Oh no. Ow.
God.
Get your butt in the game.
I am in the game. I'm fighting this Scorch with a tire
I
iron.
mean, get your real butt in the game.
Suck that tire iron.
Suck that iron.
Alright,
What does that
boy.
even
No.
mean? I'm
I
at
am-
the mine.
You're
here
at
where
Golly
you-
Mine now?
I'm here where you were. I'm coming in.
Okay, I
What?
see you now. Let's get
I
in there
see
and
us
fuck up these Scorched.
Get a taste of my knife.
Slice him. Oh, there you go. He's one-shotted.
Oh wait, wait. I have a mission here.
Do you have a mission here?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Open the door. That's where I have to go.
Oh, you went inside?
Yeah.
Okay, here I come.
Are you coming? It's a
Yeah, I'm
one door.
coming. I'm coming.
Okay.
Jeez, impatient ass.
What did you just call me?
Impatient.
I heard you say impatient ass.
Yeah, you impatient ass.
You're an impatient ass. Oh shit.
Well, where are you at, boy?
I'm in.
You're in the mine? Are you fighting right now?
Oh shit. Daddy, there's two of them.
I know, I'm looking for you. I can't find you.
I'm coming to the front. Daddy.
What?
Do you see? You don't see me moving right here.
Are you standing at the front door?
Well, Daddy, okay, I'm coming out. Open. That's not the right door. Daddy, quick. I'm dying. I'm about to die.
Cannot find you. I have no idea where you went.
I'm coming out right now.
You're coming out?
Yeah, I'm coming out of the door because you can't find me.
Oh,
'Cause
you're
are you
out.
out?
Are you outside right now?
No, I'm not outside. I'm I'm inside. I'm like inside the building, but outside the door.
Oh. Okay, so wait.
What?
Okay, Daddy.
Did you go outside of the mine?
I went outside the mine,
Okay.
but there's. Oh, no.
Where are you?
Oh my gosh! Daddy!
What?
I'm coming to you.
Okay, I see you. I see you right now. I thought you went inside. Did you go inside the mine over here?
I came to help you.
Alright, go in that door.
Daddy.
31,000. Oh god damn it.
Alright, I'm following you now. Wait.
What?
Nothing. Close that door so I
Half
can't
a
hear
million?
you through
Okay.
the mic. What are you playing, bud?
Albion Online. I'm just looking how much fame do I need to upgrade to next tier
Dad, you're
gathering.
right in front of me.
I know. I'm waiting for you to go into the mine.
Yeah, because.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, there's
because I was
70
waiting
pairs.
for you. Because you're. Because you're.
If I die, tell my boyfriend I love him.
Because you're a piece of poo.
Because there's 7 PKers in the area.
Okay, there's 3. Okay, there are 3.
Are you inside the mine right now?
Yes.
Okay, so this must be a mission area, and I can't find you.
Oh.
So we're loading into 2 different instances whenever we go into the mine. I thought we were on a team.
We are.
I know. That's why it's weird that we're not. What's it called? That we're not engaged in the same mission. Oh god, that shit's annoying. I don't understand.
I'm battling right now.
I know.
You know what's gonna fuck?
I'm
Okay,
so low
so
health. I'm so low health. No, there's more. I'm so low health.
Well,
so
when
low
you
health.
die, go back to the. I need this tab. Yeah, I'm on your team. I don't understand why we can't do the same mission if we go into a different. It's so dumb, dude. That's the one thing about Fallout 76 that's been really fucking annoying is that anytime even if you're on a team with somebody, when they go into whenever they go into a mission area, you'll just disappear. There's like you can't engage in the same mission at the same time. It's the dumbest shit.
I'll have to avoid PKers. You know, it's actually kind of fucked. So in order to level up my gathering, which is mining, I have to invest like $500,000 fame into the profession. And in order to invest fame into the profession, I need to do what is my profession, aka mining.
I'm scared. Sorry, bro. You have to die.
I have no. This is called what now? What game?
Albion Online.
LBN Online. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, it starts
That's
with
what I was
A.
about to say.
Albion.
I was about to say that, but okay.
Have you played this game, boy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a hardcore Diabloid kind of thing.
Oh, hi.
But the
I
fuck
have a
thing is,
shotgun.
I need to collect like 500,000 XP to level up my gathering, but from mining one piece of ore, you get like 20 to 40 fame.
Nope.
Boy, what? You're being so loud right now.
I went into a tunnel I was supposed to go in, but there's like a boss battle there, and I am not doing it.
Oh wait, well then come back out and we'll find a different place to go fight Scorched.
Yeah, and there's a boss. Because there's a literal boss, and I'm not battling a boss right now.
Okay.
Wait, there's stuff I have to collect in here.
It says you have a mission, but I won't be able to sit here and like walk you through it because it won't let me into that mission area.
Oh! I have to cover stuff up. Okay, hold on. That's my mission I have to do. Let me do this quick mission.
Okay.
Because I have 2 more.
I think I should tag. I think I should tag famous.
Oh, there's A.
See
Oh,
if
the-
famous wants to. No, I'll tag Beb. See if Beb wants to talk.
Got it?
Alright.
Oh my god, I was typing in all caps.
Oh no.
Okay, I did my mission. Level up! I'm
We'll
level
probably-
11!
It will probably sound overly aggressive when you type all caps.
Yes!
Yeah.
He's been,
Level
"Ah,
up,
get in
man."
here!
Yeah.
I'm level 11.
Good job.
21.
Level 11.
Because I did my mission. Mission. Get to the door.
Get to the
That
door.
door.
Are you leaving out the other side? I hear chickens, but I don't see them. Ah, there's a chicken.
Bark, 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 bark,
Chicken thigh.
bark, bark.
Die.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Bark, bark, bark,
All right, boy. All right, that's enough.
bark.
I had that. Yeah, there was one person that contacted me on the Twitter, and said that they wanted to talk about leeches because I'm still having people. I still have people right now. This is months later, still talking mad shit about leeches because I was everywhere in a thread on insane people tweets. I hear
God.
gunfire. Is that you shooting, boy?
Yes, I'm trying to reload.
Okay, well,
Hey,
hit
Grace.
X to
Hello.
reload. Hello.
Hello.
Who's this? Who's the newie?
No one important. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
No, it's me. It's Grizz. Again.
What's up, Grizz?
Like,
It's
no.
someone you hate.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, you don't like me.
That's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah, you
No, as far as I
absolutely-
remember, it's been like what, like a month or at least since I last. talked.
1,000 days.
No, yeah. Outside of text, that is, because I'm
Yeah.
pretty
I got-
active on the Discord.
I got a fireman
No,
axe.
yeah, I know that
I got a fireman
like
axe and a shotgun.
personally. That's what I meant.
Oh, I got you. As IRL as we can get.
Yes. I'm not driving like 5 hours or like 18 hours
No,
to
I don't want a
Oklahoma.
shotgun.
You're only 18 hours away from Oklahoma?
Probably.
I
Something
thought
like
you were
that.
East Coast.
I am. I'm like Midwest, like Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So it's like that's like close.
Ohio
enough.
does not exist.
It doesn't. Ohio's a rural bar fight of a state. That's all it is.
I don't think I think that's one of the states I've never been to. Ohio.
Literally, the only thing here is
Okay, I
Cedar
got
Point and
pitchfork
like
and a knife.
Football Hall of Fame. That's about it.
Oh, yeah.
I got a pitchfork and a knife.
Hall of Fame for what?
Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but
Oh.
wait, yeah, I was about to say, doesn't, yeah, Ohio's got an NFL team.
Since we got what is it? Cleveland Browns and then the Bengals, and both of them suck. So that's about it.
At least you have a professional team.
Yeah. The thing is, I like more college sports anyway. So Ohio State, like going to the, I don't remember Ohio State going to the Rose Bowl in 2010 against the Oregon Ducks was like a big thing for everyone.
Ew.
What is
that was a big
what
thing.
is Ohio State? Is that
Ohio State University, OSU, yeah.
Ohio?
you guys call it OSU too? We
Yeah,
have an
it's
OSU.
Ohio.
Oklahoma State University, I'm guessing.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah, it's Ohio State University, and then there's just Ohio
There's a full moon.
University, because there's like, they gotta make it confusing. One of them is the Bobcats, and the other one's the Buckeyes, so they gotta make it confusing. And it's
What
just
the hell?
Ohio or Ohio State University.
Ow.
Are you going to college?
Not at the moment, no.
You're not going to go
Kinda
to college?
working. I went for a year. I'm taking a semester off.
I did the same thing and then I never
Yeah.
went back.
Ow.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do.
I was like, fuck
Right.
this. And this is fucking 10 years ago. So when I first went to my first class, I looked at the $1,250 tuition for one semester and was like, fuck this, and I split.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to like a 4-year. I'm going to like a community college because way cheaper and can actually afford it.
Yeah, I went
So-
to Tulsa Community College.
Mhm.
And yeah, I dropped out because it was just too damn expensive, and I was working too
Yeah.
many hours. I was working like 60 to 70 hours a week at like an insulation place, and then going to classes like right after I would get off work. I would still be all covered in freaking insulation dust and whatever. And dude, it fucking sucked trying to balance work and school. It was just impossible.
Speaking of which, what kind of education do you guys have? I'm like what do you
I
call
remember.
a lumberjack or whatever, or carpenter. I went to college for architecture.
I remember
for
something when I was
carpenting courses,
playing this.
and now I'm learning design. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't go. I went to school for criminal justice, but like I said, I did one semester and dropped out. And because it was too
See,
damn
that's funny
expensive.
because that's exactly what I went for as well.
Yeah.
I could probably never be a lawyer because I'm too soft for that.
I went for police science, but I realized it's like not a good idea because when I was in high school, I was in a career program for criminal justice, and I learned so much in that class that I already would learn in college that I'm like, there's no point for me to go to college for like the exact same things that I've already learned and the same things that I would want to learn in the academy, because the academy would basically do the exact same thing. So if I go back, I've said that I would just do a business degree because I'm terrible at writing and I'm terrible at spelling, so that would help me out tremendously with that, I think.
Yeah, my buddy's got my bestest friend in the whole world has a what's it called? A fucking bachelor's degree in business management or whatever the fuck it's called. And he's like a tax person now. He works for some company, I don't know what it's called, but he works for some place, and he does all of their accounting and taxes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Making bank.
Yeah, my friend's going into accounting at Akron University, so he's gonna make a lot of money from that as well when he's finished.
Healthcare and math are like the two things that people really don't want to do, and so
yeah, that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to do math. I'm bad at math. Can't do it.
Oh man, I like numbers. I think numbers are fun.
I think they're
Sexy
fun.
even.
I think they're interesting and fun to learn about. I just can't do like equations and like especially when like you learn like one method and then it's like, okay, we got to add like other steps to this method, and it just makes it 100% more confusing for me. Like I
Well,
was
yeah.
never good at math in school. I just can't do it.
Yeah, that's
Are you dabbing
Pretty
or
dumb. What,
are you
boy?
dabbing or are you dabbing or crying? Wait, I didn't mean that. I remember something. When I was playing by myself on Fallout 76, there was this weird spider thing, and literally I was looking at it, and it just jumped at me. And I got so scared I jumped.
It was a tick.
That was no tick. It was bigger than being a tick, but it was a tick. It was an
Well,
infected
yeah,
tick.
it's a giant radioactive tick, so it's like huge. Ticks are arachnids,
Ticks
I
are
think.
terrifying.
Yeah, they are.
Ticks
I
are
forgot that
poisonous.
those were in the game.
Yeah, they were in. Yeah, the ticks. They don't appear very often. You don't see them very much. They're really fucking
Yeah.
annoying, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. I don't
They will
remember much of
scare
the
you.
game, to be honest. I got to like level 50 and then like I stopped playing it.
You
Oh,
never-
Fallout 76.
Yeah, I had it on the
I-
X-Phone.
I think I got to like level 62 the first time.
No.
I'm on level 70 this time, and every once in a while I'll play, and the boy will be like, "I want to play with you," and so it's like, okay, so we'll just like run around and kill stuff until he gets bored, and then he'll hop off and I can go do missions.
Yeah.
Daddy, how do you get to the main menu again?
Why do you need to get to the main menu?
Because I want to get out.
You're done?
Yeah. We've been
All
playing
right.
we've been playing for a long time.
Yeah, about an hour. So,
Okay.
yeah, you just
Are
hit,
you?
go to the map.
I'm at the map right now.
Yeah, and then you see up in the corner, there's a button to open the menu.
Oh yeah. LB.
Do you think MLP needs an anime? What? Isn't that
No.
what Equestria Girls is?
That's basically Equestria Girls, isn't it?
Yeah, Equestria Grills. Equestria Grills is the anime, right?
Or it's like a High School Musical version of the show. That's what I think of it as.
High School Musical is basically a live action anime. If you ever watched some shit like Azumanga Dao or whatever that other I don't know bullshit is going on, you know, high school and that kind of crap is a common thing with like animes or whatever is the high school setting.
Apparently it's not. Apparently also like even in Japan it's not like a big thing. Or it's a big thing, but it's like if you watch it you're still considered like weird.
Daddy, I'm trying to find the hang up button. I'm trying to find the hang up.
You don't hit the hang up button. It's the wait. Okay, give me 1 second and I'll be right there.
Okay. Shit. I moved that so I can close my door.
There I go. I got fucked the instant I walked into Blackwater. That was crazy.
Putt goes to the moon. Oh my god. I guess Leech person isn't gonna is offline right now, so I'm going to probably hit up Famous and see if Famous wants to talk politics. He had we talked briefly or whatever, but he doesn't want to tell me the things that he believes off stream, which is weird. So I'm afraid. I wonder if he's gonna hit me with some weird shit.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, oh, you know, I believe in freedom for everybody and freedom of speech and that, you know, we need to redistribute wealth through tax policy and also that black people are less than people and also and it's be like what? Or something.
It'll be like all this shit that like okay.
Yeah. Basically, you know, go from like normal shit to like 90 and to nothing because he seems really reasonable and like pretty chill. But then he also seems very reserved, not wanting to talk about shit and whatever. So, yeah, he said he wanted to do it on stream. Or I don't know if he said on stream, but he did say through VC for sure. Yeah. I'm gonna heal real quick, and while I'm healing, I'll.
Oh, weird, kind of weird, but I mean, that's the man's wishes, I guess.
Yeah, he's fine. It's not like I'm holding anything against him or whatever.
Yeah.
Let me do stream.
How old's your son, if you don't mind me asking?
He's 7.
He's 7? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool that you play games with him and stuff and everything.
Of course.
Yeah.
Are you?
It's I think it'd be a great thing to do as a father's. That's what I'd want to do, but I'd rather not think about that right now. I'm too young.
Wait, how old are you? 19, 20?
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't have a kid until I was like 22, 23.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had one if it were up to me.
What do you mean?
He was a oopsie, but it's okay.
A happy accident.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We get a special log and the mom gets a day.
Yep, that's true. That's right. Oh, this kid. See if Famous is gonna come talk. What's up? So anyway, yeah, that's all I've been up to is working on albums and shit like that.
Yeah, I saw that your one just got done. Still haven't listened to it, but been planning to.
Or don't. It's actually really bad.
I can't knock it till I try it. So.
There you go. I mean, it's cool. But I've been listening to those songs for a while. Most of them were written not too long ago.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. I mean, they were written a long time ago, but they didn't get sent off to the post-production mix and masters, all that shit, until recently.
Yeah.
I'm going to side with Foundation on this playthrough.
So what's the difference between like the Foundation and like the other? I know there's the responders and the Brotherhood and stuff and the Enclave, but what's the?
Oh, on this one, it's the Foundation versus the Crater. And Foundation is like, oh no,
The settlements, I think, or something, right?
yeah. Foundation is like settlements with like people and that kind of shit. The what's it called? And Crater is raiders.
Raiders,
So
Raiders.
yeah, it's settlers versus raiders, and you have to pick a side in order to raid a vault. And I think I'm ready to raid a vault.
Yeah.
I am with the Brotherhood of Steel. Brotherhood of Steel is okay. They, they're dicks, but I don't remember who did I side with most often, and I think it would be the Brotherhood of Steel because they had the most toys.
I think I sided with the Enclave the first time I played. I just wanted to see what they were, or what they did, because they're not really in a lot of the Fallout games except for like the first 2 and then like 3.
Yeah, I want to say Fallout 3. Did Fallout New Vegas have the Enclave?
It had like remnants, and you could get a companion called Arcade and like bring them together and like have them fight at the Battle of Hoover Dam for you.
Nice.
But that was about it. They were like remnant from it.
Okay.
And they were like old people, but they would like.
Wasn't the Battle of Hoover Dam in New Vegas?
Yes. No, it was New Vegas.
Yeah, it was in New Vegas.
Yeah, Battle of Hoover Dam was New Vegas. I think the Enclave came back for Fallout 4, but they didn't have a really good, like a really major role in it or anything.
They might have. I don't remember. I kind of have some bias because I have an Enclave flag in my room as well.
Nice.
So I bought one, and then I bought a Caesar's flag as well. I like that one.
Oh damn! So you're all out into the Fallout.
Yeah, I have like those 2, and I don't really have other Fallout merch, but I'd like to get more because like it's like probably one of my favorite game series.
For sure.
I got involved with it like back in middle school, and that was like 5 years after Vegas had came out.
That's like 5 years ago.
Yeah, no, like 5 years ago, but like the thing is, like, it was like 5 years after Vegas came out, so Vegas was like an old game at the time, but like it was still fun. And
I was like 15 when that game came out.
When the first one came out, right? On the
No.
Oh, not the first one. Oh,
When did
yeah.
the
First one came out in like 92, I think.
Yeah, I want to
ever.
say it was 97. So I was 6 when that game came out.
Okay. Yeah. I
Fallout
wasn't even
3,
born.
I was 17 when Fallout 3 came out. I was 20
Mm-hmm.
when Fallout New Vegas came out.
It came out a year after 3.
2 years. New
Really?
Vegas
Oh, I
came
thought-
out.
oh, okay.
Yeah, New Vegas came out in 2010.
Okay. And then New Fall 4 came out like what, 2015, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Same
The
year as
hype-
Fallout Shelter. I played the fuck out of Fallout Shelter too.
I did that too when I first had it, and then I just got rid of it. But like,
I'm the
Fallout
only
4,
person I know.
it.
I'm the only person I know that has a vault, a Fallout Shelter. I'm the only person I know that has a Fallout Shelter that is completely upgraded. I have 200 people in it, and they're all at 100% happiness, and they're all wearing power armor.
That's cool.
Holy shit.
That must have taken forever though.
It took. I broke down the numbers one time, and it was like 3 years or something like that.
God.
It was something crazy. I want to say that I started that vault like at launch, and then
Yeah.
I think I actually got done with it I want to say like 2019 or something like that, and it was over 3 years.
Yeah, long fucking time.
And it was just, you know, sitting down with it for like 25, 30 minutes a day and just messing with it just for a sec, and then then letting it go. Yeah, like I said, I've played the shit out of every Fallout game ever.
Oh yeah, I played like I didn't really play the first two because I don't have it, and at the same time I don't even know if I'd like the way that it works, but I'd probably try it out one day. Fallout 3, the thing is I started with New Vegas, so like I've sunk in like so many hours into that game. I know my friend has more than me. He has like 620 hours in it.
Yeah.
Like the game, like I know a lot of the finer details of it, and I like it. It's like my favorite one. And
I only
Fallout 3
played New Vegas.
I
I played 4 for a little bit, but I didn't enjoy it at all.
4,
I guess I'm not really exactly like a huge fan of post-apocalypse games.
Yeah, 4
I'm
was
more a
like,
fan of a sci-fi
I
type
think
thing.
4 was like really hyped and like
But that's just me.
it kind of fell flat on the hype, to be honest. Like it was fun. Don't get me wrong. I like the weapon modifications and shit like that, and like legendary weapons and stuff was pretty cool. But like, I don't know. I couldn't like sink my teeth into it like I did with New Vegas.
I played a lot of New Vegas. I want to say I put like 300 or 400 hours into New Vegas. Fallout 3, I put more hours. I want to say it was like 400 or 500. But Fallout 4 was the one. Okay? Yeah. Fallout 4, I had 3,000 hours into Fallout 4. I played it on Xbox for 1,000 hours vanilla, and then all the DLC came out, and then I put another 1,000 hours into it, and then I got it on PC with mods, and then it was back to then it was another 1,000 hours. So I have played the absolute shit out of that game as much as anybody can.
What game?
Fallout 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Fallout 4 was the shit. They were all good. Just Fallout 4 was like the one. I don't know what it was in particular. It was. I don't know. The choices in it and whatever were kind of dumb. There wasn't really any choices, but still, it was still fun to go and talk to people and do the. And oh god, it was a good ass game.
I think the best part about it was like the mods, because like I put like a bunch of like horror mods into it to make it more scary. I mean, it wasn't that scary, to be honest, but like it was still like gave you those creepy vibes, and I like that because I love horror games. Like horror games are like one of those things that I actually like playing like to completion, even though like I haven't played too many of them. Like,
are you talking about like Resident Evil and these types?
Like Outlast. Like I like the type of games where like like Fallout 4 wouldn't be like that, but I like the type of horror games where like you're completely defenseless and all you can do is run away. Like, because to be honest, in that type of situation, like I think everyone would like to say like, oh yeah, like I'd probably go guns blazing. I don't like, no, you fucking wouldn't.
Have you played
screaming?
Have you played Layers of Fear?
I have not. But I have heard that it's very repetitive because it's just layers of fear. It's the same exact thing.
In a way it is, but the way the story's untold, and it's kind of like what you were talking about, where you have no weaponry or anything like that. It's all you can do is try and escape like the madness in your own head, essentially. I had a fun. I probably spent about 4 hours to play it, which wasn't the end of the world. It was worth it.
Yeah, I haven't even finished Alien Isolation, and that game's pretty good. I like still at the start of it, but I need to like find time to play it.
I thought that Alien game was pretty fucking good.
It's actually not that bad.
I mean, I've seen gameplay of it, whatever, because my boy is like really into Alien, and so he'll watch YouTube videos of other people playing that game, and it looks pretty legit.
It looks like fun. I probably should play it. So I'll probably start playing it again when Halloween rolls around. But I played a lot of Phasmophobia when it first came out. I'm like level like 56 on it already, I think.
On Phasmophobia?
Yeah, on Phasmophobia. Have you heard of it? Have you played it yet, or?
No, I've never heard of that game before.
It's like a ghost hunting game.
A ghost hunting game, pretty much.
You just hunt. You have ghost equipment like EMF detectors, like a thermometer, shit like that, and you go around houses or like abandoned prisons or like asylums and just try to find the ghost. You try to figure out what it is. And I've gotten so good at it that like really all you need to do is like walk in, use a thermometer, try to find where it's at, and then just use all the tools at your disposal just to figure out what it is. And it takes like 10 minutes for me at least to find out what it is.
Okay.
Unless it's not very active, because sometimes they're not very active around people.
That is that's an interesting premise for a game.
Yeah, it's pretty
so
good.
It's basically I say it's basically, I'm sure that everybody says that it's like Ghostbusters the game.
No, it's not like Ghostbusters. It's like the movie. It's not the movie. The TV show Ghost Hunters. But actually, it's just a game because like all that shit is fucking faked on TV. But it's like
well,
that.
Of course.
it's like that. It's like that with their fucking equipment and shit that costs like what, like $300 like for like one piece of equipment, and then they just like fake it all on TV. But like it's got like all that equipment that you've seen or heard about of like actual, like, I guess you could say ghost hunters, and they apply it in an actual game. So it's pretty fun. I like it.
All those tools that you from actual ghost hunters where they hunt actual ghosts.
Yes, where they hunt actual ghosts.
Real ghosts.
I put that in quotes. I put that in quotations.
Real. Yeah, I got you.
Real ghosts. Yeah. But I like that type of stuff because you also can't defend yourself in that unless you have like a crucifix, which like you have to like put that down in like a certain spot so you don't get like attacked by the ghost. But like
that's pretty interesting. Really though, it is a pretty interesting idea for a game. I wouldn't have thought that making what's it called? Yeah, making Ghost Hunters or whatever that other like History Channel bullshit into a game. I wouldn't think, but now that I'm like thinking about it, probably would be a pretty fun game.
It is. It's nice. It's good with friends. It's also good by yourself if you just want to scare this shit out of yourself. It's really good. It's only like $14. It's not that. It wasn't that expensive, and it's like
on Steam or something.
Yeah, 15 on Steam. It's got a lot of good reviews too. And then you can play it in VR too if you have a VR shit as well.
I do not.
But, yeah, I don't either. But I've had a friend that played it, and he said that after an hour you get disoriented from Phasmophobia in VR. So they might need to like fine tune it or like change it up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh. So what's up, Famous? How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. It is my day off, and I'm loving life, not having to work. So that's that's the epitome of what I'm doing today. I've just been playing a bunch of Final Fantasy 14 and trying to avoid one of my friends who's desperately trying to get me to play Halo with him because I just don't feel like it today.
What's wrong with Halo?
I like Halo, don't get me wrong, but we just played Halos 1 through 3 back to back, and I just need a break from it. But he still asks me every day to jump onto Halo Reach, and I'm just not in the mood.
Yeah.
Halo Reach was the best Halo, though.
I never really got into Halo, but I played Halo 3 throughout the whole campaign, and I liked that one. I liked Halo 3.
Yeah, I'm normally not super into shooter style games. I prefer games that have more of like a story to them, I guess is the simplest way of putting it. But Halo kind of combines, a story with shooter, so I figured I'd give it a try, and it's not bad. I'd say Halo 2 is probably my favorite one that I played of the original 3, but they're all 3 pretty good.
Yeah, because whenever you're talking about shooting games like Call of Duty and whatever, I as far as I understand, the new Call of Duty doesn't even have a campaign anymore. But
It does, I think.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, COD Cold War
Warzone?
does have a campaign.
No,
Black
Warzone.
Ops. Warzone's like an offshoot, like battle royale of it. I'm pretty sure. Like Cold War has a campaign. I think. I'm pretty sure it does at least. Because I remember seeing all the trailers for Reagan and Woods and Mason. So yeah, I think there's a campaign in it.
Now, if Warzone's a battle royale, then wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't have a campaign. If it's trying to hit that market.
Yeah.
Plus, the thing is, I've always sucked at shooter games when I've tried, so I've never played a battle royale game just because all I would do is embarrass myself in front of random 14-year-olds on the internet. I'm not about that life.
That's the thing. That's where we differ. That's all I do every day in my whole life is just embarrass myself in front of 14-year-olds.
That reminds me. Have you guys heard? I'm going way back now. Have you guys heard of the game Yu-Gi-Oh? By any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, heard of it. Just never played it or anything.
Okay, so when I was like younger, and I'm not saying there's an age limit on it because it's still fun, but when I was younger, I was way into it, and I used to go to tournaments and stuff all the time until I was about 13. Anyway, back like when I was 21, 22, I picked it up again just because it had a resurgence, and I went to a local tournament. I didn't realize how much the game had changed, the rules have changed, and so on and so forth. So I got my ass kicked by like a 13-year-old, and him and his little douchebag friends all saw fit to literally laugh me out of the building. Because they're kids, I'm not going to say anything back to them. It was one of the, like I literally walked out, never looked back, and haven't picked up a Yu-Gi-Oh deck since.
If a couple of kids are talking shit, you're not going to talk any shit back?
I can't talk shit back to them in
What?
public.
What are you talking about? No, that's the best way to teach like little dipshit 13-year-olds that they aren't like all that great. Is that whenever they start talking shit, you fucking body that little bitch. Like I do not hold back at all. Whenever me and my kid play games, it's really funny. A lot of people are talking about like how I want my kid to be better than me or whatever, to excel or whatever. Not me. Yeah. I'm gonna body that kid every single time. Like if he starts getting better than me, I'm gonna have to start using some tactics. You know what I mean? Like I don't want him to be better than me. I want to destroy that little shit. You know.
No, that's fair. I mean, that's your right. That is your right to do as a parent. Can't even argue with it.
Not even as a parent. I'm talking about anybody's kids. If some random kid was like, hey, do you want to play cornhole? I'd be like, yeah, and you're fixing to get fucking wrecked because I'm the cornhole master and you fucking suck. You don't even know how to wipe your own ass properly. Get the fuck out of my face. Let's throw some beanbags, you little bitch. And yeah, I think it'd be great.
She said she needed to check on some other load.
That's kind of
yeah. Fuck little kids. Little kids are suck, man.
All right, my boy.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I have a
Jeez, you are very quiet all of a sudden.
Very quiet, but
Hi everyone, small situation. Those well-dressed people from the crater are
I cannot hear you, Playgrat. You are way quiet.
according to the one who's
Oh, sorry.
shoving a 10mm in my face.
Sorry,
His name is
pardon me.
Hijack. Lovely.
Well, currently I'm in a bay with like 40 other fucking dudes.
I guess that's it.
oh,
Be here.
Yeah.
understandable.
I'm not getting any of that.
They said he's somewhere with 40 other people.
I'm in
Oh.
a bay with 40 other dudes, basically.
Oh,
You're in a van?
A bay.
A bay. All right. Well, you know,
You get Dr. Horn right back.
good, I guess.
like do your thing.
Only good part about this is I'm learning how to fucking chuck myself out of it.
I heard chuck yourself, and that was it.
I'm learning how to chuck myself out of an airplane. That's the only good part about being in this bay for the next 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun. My
Paratrooper.
paratrooper.
Basically, yeah.
My brother is in the army, and he is going through all that bullshit right now. I think he did his. I don't know if he jumped out of any airplanes or anything like that. I don't really like keep track of what he's up to or whatever. I know that like fresh out of boot, the very first fucking thing that he did was have to go to the Capitol.
Oh fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, if he got sent to the Capitol, that's some pretty fucking that's some pretty cushy work right there, not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Yeah, fresh out of boot, and he was sent to the Capitol to go sit on, to go sleep on the floor, I guess.
Mhm.
Hey, yeah, that's pretty much it. Sounds about right. I've been hearing what goes on up there, and right now I'm just coming back to the States and fucking doing my airborne shit and getting sent back to my unit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna be fun. Can't wait. I got a bottle of Johnny Walker waiting.
Yeah.
Well, currently in the States, I can't legally drink, so that sucks cock and dick.
Damn, bro. So you're okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
What's up with all these kids? All of these children.
I'm
Children.
20. I am a big boy.
Yeah.
Big boy, big man.
I'm a big. I wear my big boy pants now.
I work my ass off every day, and then come home and be lazy as fuck. That's basically it.
I work my ass off every fucking day just to come home to you motherfuckers not doing anything. What the hell is wrong with you?
Thank you, Tony. Every Italian guy is named Tony. You can't change my mind on that.
Yeah, you're just about right. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh hell. So Famous. We're here for a conversation. We're gonna talk, I don't know, politics or something like that.
Yeah, and feel free to ask me anything you want. You'll find it's really hard to what's the word I'm looking for? It's really hard to like I've had people many a time try to make me angry at stuff or get under my skin about something, which is really hard to do. Like, my general philosophy is that we need to have like you have like the basics of life is that rights need to be distributed equally across the board to all people, regardless of this, that, and the other, or personal prejudice. And that's, for whatever reason, is something that a lot of people cannot get through their head. Like, so for example, even if you don't agree with somebody's lifestyle choices or the way they are or whatever, you know, it doesn't bar somebody from having access to basic human rights. Like, I don't even have to, you know, like somebody for me to believe that they have a right to free speech. Like, even if what they're saying is the most inane bullshit, they still have a right to say it, as long as it doesn't inflict against anybody else's rights.
That's what I.
Unless it doesn't, as long as it doesn't pose a clear and present danger, such as yelling fire in a crowded theater type of thing.
Because that's illegal. You cannot fucking do that.
Yeah, like so for a good example of, I'm gonna give you an example of something on both sides of the political spectrum that I felt infringe on free speech. So for one, let's say on the right side, yes, I identify as a right-winger, and yes, you know, like a lot of people, I did benefit from some aspects of Trump's presidency, but the dude's a total asshole. Okay, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, he
was
was
a total asshole.
Man with some sense.
And he felt that it was appropriate to exercise his right to free speech to support domestic terrorism, which is what I call the storm on the Capitol. I don't agree with it. It was literally an act of borderline selfishness by people that felt that they weren't getting their way, essentially.
Right.
And that was, and by supporting that, you're inciting violence, which is no longer covered under free speech. And it was completely appropriate to get that stuff out of there, off of Twitter and whatnot. On the left side, I fully support protest. You know, what I don't support is protest to the point of, as long as somebody is not trying to do something horrible. So, for example, when people essentially shut down somebody's right to have a speech at a college or something of that nature. If you can protest it all you want, which is fine. You got, let your opinion be made known. But when you intentionally harass people or, block entrances, gas bomb the place to prevent somebody from stating their opinions and having a public speech that has no violent intent, you're preventing that person from exercising free speech while saying you're doing this in support of your right to protest. But
does that happen though?
It does happen quite a bit. For example, there have been a couple times I've tried to go see, well, not me personally, but I've watched online, and then it gets interrupted. Like Ben Shapiro, for example. He will regularly have protesters storm his conferences, and they'll scream and try to get people to leave, and essentially be so obnoxious that they have to shut down the whole thing, or they'll block all the entrances, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, but that's not violent or anything, is it?
It's not violent, but it is preventing him from being able to exercise his right to free speech. And there was one.
Yeah, but telling them that they can't.
I'm saying they can't protest.
Yeah,
they can protest in a way where they let their opinion be made known.
Protesting.
Yeah, but
should be allowed, yes,
that's my whole thing is that like I think it's stupid. Right, I think it's stupid, and I wouldn't do it, and I think that we're on the same page. But then again, telling them that they cannot have a voice in that room would be, the opposite direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's definitely a fair point to make. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
In a sense, yes. Telling them that they cannot have a voice in the room would be wrong, yes. But for them to come in and basically tell us that we can have a voice at all is also wrong. And we being...
And it's, but that's the thing is that you have the right to say whatever you want in whatever fashion you want, but as long as we're not inflicting violence on each other to stop each other's speech or something like that. And freedom of speech is usually in the realm of of action, of government action, that the government will not prevent you, or you won't face recourse for having a certain opinion. Yeah. And so Ben Shapiro's not suffering at the hands of the government because he has a certain opinion, but there are college kids who will feel the need to scream down and whatever.
I just think I don't think it's it's an infringement on his right. I just think it's immature of the people to want to shut it down and tell him he can't do it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's dumb as fuck.
It's stupid, but they can say it all they want. They can make themselves look a fool the whole time. But,
yeah, and what's interesting is I saw an interview they did with the person who was leading the protest, because I was interested because I wanted to see what their thought process was. And I know this doesn't go for all Democrats or left-wing. This person was an extremist, because they asked them, they're like, well, how do you feel about Ben Shapiro's constitutional right to free speech? And they said, well, then they essentially said, in his case, the Constitution isn't relevant. And I thought that was pretty out of bounds as far as, you're essentially saying, yes, you have free speech as long as you agree with what I have to say. And I get that exists all over the political spectrum. People essentially, if it's not it's their way or the highway.
Mm-hmm. Because conservatives... Yeah, because conservatives will do the same thing whenever they'll talk about how it is like they will literally enlist government help to prevent, say, mosques from being built because they think that being a Muslim is anti-American or some shit. And so, that would be an infringement on their First Amendment rights. But they actually, the conservatives are actually the party of anti-free speech, because the conservatives are the ones that are enlisting government help, and it is successful that they'll try to infringe on people's rights like that. Colin Kaepernick took a knee during a football game, and the president of the United States called for his job. So it's a big difference to me. Entitled dipshit college kids screaming down Ben Shapiro versus the president of the United States saying that you should not have a job because you took a knee during a football game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and keep in mind, I've always not necessarily okay. So do I have my issues with Colin Kaepernick's thing as a whole? I have a couple minute ones, but when it comes to the kneeling thing, that really didn't bother me that much because it did essentially what a protest was supposed to do, and that is generate conversation, and that's what it did. Would I personally do that? Not so much, but like he generated conversation about topics that needed to be discussed essentially, and people. What made me laugh is people fighting over it, this, that, and the other, saying, "Oh, it's not like he's actually doing anything, yada yada yada." Well, all the noise you guys are making is what it was aimed to do. So yes, it did do something. And even though it's mostly kind of swept under the rug now, so to speak, it did definitely have an impact. And it's up to each person to kind of decide how they want to view it.
Yeah, it's I took it as like I mean, like, yeah, you can protest what you want, but I just think like the whole thing about flag burning and stuff like that, like you're able, pretty sure isn't that's protected under the First Amendment? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like you can.
And that was another thing, by the way, that that the old DJ Trump, MC DJ Trump in the house, wanted to take away people's rights to do. So like I was saying, that and all the conservatives are totally on board with this bullshit. So I think it's weird that if you were saying that there's something holding you back from being blue-pilled, from voting Democrat or supporting Democrats or left-wingers in general, is freedom of speech. The problem is that the conservatives have been more anti-free speech than anyone else the whole time. Even when you're talking about and the reason why I say this is because infringements on freedom of speech coming from dipshits on Twitter is not even close to the same thing as elected representatives and even the president of the United States. It's a completely different thing. And so I would that to me doesn't really compute the freedom of speech argument. I've heard it a million times.
Now keep in mind, I personally didn't vote for Trump. I
voted third party.
I just didn't want to. All I can really say is I didn't want to vote for somebody that I felt would actively embarrass me as an American citizen. Because I do take pride in being an American citizen, and I don't like being embarrassed on the world stage. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I didn't really agree with most of that. Give me 1 second. My girlfriend needs to talk to me real quick. I'll be right back. So hold on.
All right, you're good. This is the blue pill stream. We are going to blue pill this guy, because every time I've ever talked to a conservative ever, especially reasonable conservatives like Famous, it always ends up the same way, where it's like, these are all my concerns, these are the things that the left are doing that I think that are wrong, and it's like, okay, cool, do you realize that the conservatives are worse, and that, or they'll have some kind of preconceived idea of what being a conservative is supposed to be, and not realizing that the conservatives have completely moved away from that, and it now perfectly describes the Democratic Party, especially like blue dog Democrats, like what's his name, like Joe Manchin, or all those people. Vote blue. Is he back? No,
he's not.
Whipped. No, I'm kidding.
The whole free speech thing, like, I understand that, because it's like fucking so dumb how, like, I mean, I don't agree with flag burnings or people burning the flag. I don't really think that it's a good thing, but if they want to do it, they can do it. I'm not gonna say they can't.
I guess they just want to represent symbolism or something like that.
Yeah, that's usually what it boils down to, is that. That's the thing, is that most of these actions people wouldn't do them if it didn't make people so fucking mad, and that's like the whole purpose of a protest. is to, you know, raise eyebrows and get attention and shit like that. And if all you have to do is burn a piece of cloth that has a particular pattern printed on it, and that is enough for the president of the United States to say we're going to throw you in literal jail, then yeah, I mean, then it's probably a pretty good form of protest if it gets that much attention without hurting anyone.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm back, by the way. The cat saw fit to knock over a trash can, and I had to help with that real quick.
I got
Let
you.
me actually say something, you know, from a standpoint of me being non-American, I guess.
Go for it.
With me being Russian. Okay, from my standpoint, so what I've seen so far is, you know, I'm not really holding my hopes up for the, you know, it's not about left or right. It's about, you know, the politicians we put in power more so. You know, kind of like, you know, I haven't seen what Biden has been up to really, but I have seen what Trump's been up to. And from a standpoint of, you know, if I really think about it, Trump didn't start a single war. He lowered taxes, and even though he's literally like a senile piece of shit,
Wait. You gotta
he is,
wait. You can't
at least
say
he did
things.
something.
Yeah, you can't say things without like he didn't start a single war. And no, he did not start a single war, but he also didn't end a single war. We are still in all of the same conflicts that we were when President Trump took office, or ex-President Trump took office.
What I'm getting at is that, you know, the Red Scare or whatever, you know, the fear of Russians.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at. You know, Trump had the, you know, brain cells to, you know, not extend the sanctions against Russia. Biden immediately did that. Biden immediately extended sanctions against Russia, and I'm thinking like, what is up with all this Russophobia?
I don't.
Well, I mean, Russia is an American antagonist. It's not like they're really chummy and fun. And
I don't think that Russia is as big as a threat as they used to be.
The thing is, like you know, the higher ups in Russia don't like suffer anything from it. The people suffer. That's more of, you know, what's scary about this. Is like, you know, it essentially feels like we're just fucking chess pieces being moved around by some idiot. And that, you know, kind of makes me scared, you know.
I understand that.
Especially that now there's a rumor that NATO is advancing towards Russia or something like that. I'm thinking that's more of a rumor, but, you know, it's still kind of scary. It sounds kind of scary.
I also heard that Russia put like 150,000 troops on the Ukrainian border.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this, and I'm not really read up on it or anything like that. I'm just trying to talk to Famous. So you guys can go ahead and talk about this if you guys want to hop over in discourse. But I wanted to talk to Famous last words.
No, you can keep going.
Right.
That's me. So I was gonna ask your opinion on something, you told me your name once, and I cannot remember for the life of me. I'm totally sorry about that.
People just call me Stallion. You can also call me Chris. It doesn't matter to me.
All right, I will call you Stallion out of respect for the internet's anonymity.
Okay.
And by the way, to you guys, I don't call myself Famous because I have a stick up my ass. It's literally just my username on FimFic, where I found this fandom was Famous last word, so that's what everybody started calling me. Anyway, so what is your opinion on affirmative action? And I imagine this is like a hot button topic that you talk about a lot. Personally,
no, not really.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's very controversial, like in principle, because whenever people talk about affirmative action, a lot of people, the people who talk shit about it, don't seem to understand that it's not like we're going to say these are the only opportunities that are available for, like, you know, we have 100 opportunities and we must fill a certain quota of these opportunities to be like black people or something like that. It's not that like, I don't know, black people are taking away the opportunities of white people or whatever, but they are they need to let a leg up for, like, college admissions, for instance. There's a whole thing with I want to say that they have so many admissions, and then for as many admissions as they are getting, then they want to bring in other people to do that, to do the same thing. So it's not like we have 100 positions and we are going to fill a certain percentage of these positions with black people. It will be something like, we have now brought in 100 white people. Let's try to bring in some also some black people, type of thing.
Right. My problem with it is essentially kind of comes down to just the principle behind it, and I like the idea of having opportunity for minorities, for veterans, for women, things of that nature. I like the idea of providing those opportunities, but I just don't like I guess it would be more or less the letter of the law and just the principle. And granted, I don't have a ton of room to speak on it because I personally, haven't been, any kind of quote unquote victim of affirmative action. At my previous job, my boss was black and his boss was black, but they earned those positions through hard work, and it wasn't any kind of affirmative action that got them those jobs. My thought process is more or less, I just believe that everybody should have to work equally as hard to get to where they want to go. And I do understand that that is not exactly how it is in a lot of places and a lot of jobs in this country. For example, one thing that Ben Shapiro did point out is in a study done, job applicants, especially towards, I think he said, like middle to higher end jobs. If you have a name that is, prototypically one that sounds black, you're less likely to get the job. And that's definitely a problem because at that point we're not using their experience or education or whatever to make a selection. We have a subconscious bias that because they're black they're not going to be as good of an employee or something ridiculous like that.
Right, and
so
that's the problem, is that you end up with a situation where you have a group of people who who have less opportunities due to the socioeconomic situation that they are living with in the United States. With the history of racism, with Jim Crow laws and redlining and gentrification and all this other shit going on, black people really have it hard, and so whenever you're saying that everybody should have to work just as hard, a black person in the same position as a white person. Oh, not right now. I'll be down there in a minute. So a white person in the same position as a black person, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. A black person in the same position as a white person will most likely, obviously not all the time, will most likely had to have worked much, much harder for the exact same outcome.
Yeah, and my thought process on that is, I like the fact that society is at least attempting to move in a direction where we have more equality with opportunity, so to speak. And I think, at least in my own personal work experience, I worked right now. I work for an investment financing company. And before this, I worked for Walmart corporate over here in Arkansas. For the most part, they handle business extremely well. We have a very diverse cast of people that work for us, and everybody gets an equal chance at moving up in the workplace. But I do understand that that's not how it is with every job. That's not how it is with every company. And then even you can look at entire areas of states or whatever. Like, for example, here in Arkansas, down in closer to Little Rock, there are still KKK gatherings, and I hate to say that, but it's the truth.
Right.
And that kind of stuff still exists. And in your opinion, so I guess the way I view it is putting a law in place saying you can't do this. I mean, that's fine, but that's not ultimately going to solve the problem, because if
You
someone's
can't do
held,
what? I'm sorry. What you said, putting a law in place that says you can't do what?
A law in place that's saying you can't discriminate, you can't make a biased judgment based on skin color is fine, and it should be there, but that's not going to change someone who's hell bent on being racist to make a decision based on someone's skin color, because they can always find some way to weasel between the letter of the law. So my question to you would be, in your opinion, what needs to happen to kind of prevent this in the future? I know it's going to be a long road to get there, but I just don't think, having something like
to prevent. So just to be clear, you're saying that you're against anti-discrimination laws?
No. I like that they exist,
Okay.
but
You're saying that they might work, really.
but people that it's like having a law that says, you're not allowed to do drugs. People will still do drugs if they're hell-bent on it. A law saying you're not allowed to be racist is great, but that's not necessarily going to prevent everybody from still making racial biases and decisions.
I mean,
there's no problem.
happened,
I understand what you're saying. That okay, affirmative action or anti-discrimination laws aren't going to stop racism, but it is going to make it easier, and it is going to make things better for those people. So like, if you sign the Civil Rights Act saying that you can't, have a whites or a blacks bathroom or that kind of shit, then the racist white people who didn't want black people in their bathrooms are still going to be racist, but now black people have the ability to use bathrooms that are not, falling the fuck apart. If you have a business that says we can't, or if you say, okay, you cannot, on the basis of race, refuse to sell this guy a cup of coffee, then he is getting an opportunity that he didn't have before, due to racism. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm not super sure what the question you're asking me is.
Like, in your opinion, I guess the question I'm asking is kind of like, in your opinion, what steps can we take as a society outside of lawmaking to really root out, the bias, the subconscious bias that so many people have? And again, I'm not saying that everybody has a racial bias, but I mean, it does exist. And although, like you mentioned, I am glad we have anti-discrimination laws to give people opportunities that weren't there before. Because I personally am embarrassed sometimes to be a citizen of Arkansas. Like, we were like the last state that still had segregation going on. We're always like, our governor was like one of the last ones to put any kind of order in place in regards to the pandemic. Okay, it seems like we're always late on, basic human decency.
Right.
And I'll admit, especially in certain parts of Arkansas, like I said, down closer to Little Rock and in the southern part of Arkansas, there's a lot of really blatant, bad things going on in people's heads. And I would love for all that to be erased, but I know it's not that simple. It's never going to be, and it could be generations from now. But in your opinion, like, what steps should this country take to help root that kind of bias out?
Oh God, it's all about combating misinformation, because like it's just amazing to me, or just basically people understanding like the situations that people are in. Also, another big one is just the criminal justice system in general. In that we criminalize a lot of behaviors that are that shouldn't be criminalized, that really should be treated differently. And so like drug addiction is criminalized instead of treated as like a health issue. And so then you have a lot of black people that are in prison right now for stuff that it shouldn't have been criminal. It should have been a health issue. So like, for instance, I think I want to say the 80s, there was the drug war and whatever. They looked to see that black people were using crack cocaine more often than pure cocaine, because pure cocaine was a white man's drug, while crack cocaine was a black man's drug. So crack cocaine became much more criminalized, became much worse to be caught with crack cocaine. You would serve a longer sentence. It was all around bad. It was worse. even though the two drugs were functionally the same, one was just cheaper, and that kind of stuff. So like socially, obviously, if you can see what's happening with like corporate America, things that like people are doing, when you were talking about ad campaigns and all that shit, you can see that racism is on the way out, socially, but like legislatively, there's still a lot of work to be done. I don't know if there's really much else to do, like socially, except for just, wait it out, since racism is dying as we, right before our eyes.
If you don't mind me interjecting,
go for it.
A little bit. I've had some experience with it. Well, not with it, but like under the understanding of it. I've had to do. I've done essays and stuff about race hate groups and other things like that, like Black nationalists, KKK groups, neo-Confederate groups, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Use the Southern Poverty Law Center as a good source. They're very, very reputable for their tracking of these groups. The amount of hate groups in the United States has gone up like since the early 2000s, and it gets bigger because I think one of the big things, and this is a crisis that has been that's been a crisis in our country for a long time. Mental health is a very big part of it because I had a family member who was a part of a neo-Nazi group, and they were mentally unstable, not a very sound-minded person. Not to help the fact that they were raised with a father who was a racist as well, and he made it very known, and he told it to his son all the time. But it's one of the big things I think is, especially with racism, if you want to try to like weed it out, I mean, mental health is a big part of it, and it's also the fact that a lot of these people who are in these groups don't have a sense of community, or they don't have a sense of like friendship with people. They don't have a lot of they don't have a lot of friends, and then these people who are part of these KKK groups, these neo-Confederate groups, are able to bring these people in and introduce them to a group of people that'll make them feel wanted in a group that hates on other races and other people's beliefs and shit like that. So
Right.
really, like Stallion said, it's on the way out. Like, it's a great thing. It's just I don't think you can 100% get rid of it. I mean, that's probably not true for anything, to be honest, but I think most of it has to do with mental health and people not having a sense of community with other people, and not having a sense of like friendship or family members to like help them. And so a lot of the people that are part of these groups don't have a lot of other friends besides those people that are in that group with them.
Right.
So that's really, I think, one of the big problems with it is mental health issues with people, especially with schizophrenia, because the person in my family member had schizophrenia, and that was the one of the big reasons why he was a part of that group.
Yep, and I understand that. I've got schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fortunate enough to take medication for it to keep it under wraps, but you are definitely not of a rational mind when it likes to rear its ugly head.
So
I definitely get that.
Good for you though, for being responsible with it, and I hope that you were able to get through with that. And,
I appreciate it. It took see, to your point, Stallion, I used to have drug issues and just problems whenever I was younger, and it took a trip to a mental hospital and a year of mandatory, essentially house arrest, to kind of make changes and get my life back together, get on a medication regimen that worked, and make some changes. So I definitely kind of agree with you that drugs should be, decriminalized in the sense that the punishment should be more about assistance rather than punishment. I treat it like a health issue. I agree with that 100%.
So yeah, it sounds like we're on the same page. I'm confused as to where this red pill is coming from. If we're in such agreement among all these things.
Well, Also, keep in
Honestly,
mind,
if I-
there's a good chance that my view on, like, what would you call it? Like for
Mental
example,
illness.
one issue, or not even an issue, because I believe everybody has a right to an opinion. But one area that I tend to get into.
Hey, wait 1 second, 1 second. Plague Rat, is there a possibility of you using like push to talk or something like that? All right, I appreciate it. Go ahead, back.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, I've been kind of like turning my stuff off and on. Yeah, just give me
Oh, it's okay. Not a worry. Not a problem. Like my view on like I guess the economy, and I'm gonna admit right now, I have absolutely no what's wrong with I have no intention of saying that I'm as well read or up to date as you are, because I definitely believe that you've done far more research than I have into things. So that's why I'm more than happy to listen and agree with points you've made, especially if you're more informed than I am. But like for example, I absolutely detest the idea that there should be a cap on how much money somebody can make, and it's because of the principle of it, not because I think somebody needs $500 billion. Nobody needs $500 billion. But if we put a cap on how much money can, like that person busted their ass to get that $500 billion.
Probably not.
Well, why should they have to? Regardless, they have it.
They probably haven't worked for it. Not as hard as like you or me are working for it. But I understand your point.
Business from the ground up, like I think you deserve it.
I don't think that that's true. I don't think that the majority of people are. I would venture to say that nearly 100% of like businesses right now that are in the Fortune or like the Forbes 500. A lot of that is going to be inherited wealth. A lot of that is going to be generational. It's not going to have anything to do with hard work or anything like that. But is there anyone in the Democratic Party that you know of that is seriously talking about an outright wealth cap where you can't make a certain amount over a dollar amount or whatever? Or are you just complaining about higher taxes in general?
No, I'm not going to mention like names because you wouldn't even know. There are a lot of people in like my friend groups, a lot of adults on that I communicate with that regularly state, and then there's also like you see viral posts through like social media, which I get that's not the here all be all.
Right, I was about to say real quick. I could not give a fuck less what dumb fucks on Twitter or Facebook say. The reason why is because I can find, if I were to find some neo-Nazi group and go, look at this, the conservatives are so bad because this is what the worst representation I can find of conservatives are, and there's lots of them. So whenever I talk about like politics, it's usually a policy discussion, and it revolves around like what elected officials are saying, because the reason for that is, like I said, is because there are some super dumb fuck lefties, just the same as that there are stupid dumb fuck conservatives, but we aren't voting for, whenever we go to the polls, we're not voting for the dipshits on Twitter. We're voting for the elected officials.
We're voting for the people that will run our country.
Right.
Yeah,
so
which blows my mind that
so I don't know if there's anybody actually talking about like an actual literal wealth cap, and I could be wrong. I haven't looked into that really.
Yeah, I could look into. I should look into it too. I guess where I'm coming from is this is just stuff that gets spat at me a lot. And the idea, and I get where they come from. Like, hey, once you get more money than you're going to be spending a lifetime, you should be forced to give the rest of that to charity or this, that, and the other.
I think that's dumb as shit, to be honest with you.
I don't like the idea of being forced to give something that I own to somebody else who.
Well, you do that right now.
No, I do, in the forms of like various taxes and things of that nature, which I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with paying my taxes. Let me get that out of the way right now.
Okay, so that's the thing is with, if it was a 100% wealth cap, I think that's fucking stupid. I don't excuse me. I don't think that there's anything wrong with billionaires existing. I don't think that there's anything inherently like evil about billionaires. My issue is that they should pay more taxes, and that's all I care about. As long as they're paying their fair share, they can be trillionaires, quadrillionaires, or any of that shit. I don't care as long as they're paying their taxes, and we're redistributing wealth to the less fortunate so that we don't have people starving in the most powerful, richest country on the planet.
No, and I do believe that everybody should pay their fair share of taxes, and I don't like the idea that the super rich find ways to dodge taxes. But one issue I do have is the way tax brackets are set up. Okay, so I won't go super into detail, but I'm definitely classified as like middle class. I'm nowhere near the high class, but I'm past the lower end as well. But I busted my ass to get where I am to manage a fucking investment financing office. My taxes when I first got this job jumped from me paying 12%, where I live, which was fine. And then because I made a couple dollars over the next bracket, and it plus without even with a tax break, now all of a sudden I owed back 24%. And I'm thinking, I worked really, really hard to get here. Now I have to essentially the government saying because you worked hard, now you have to pay us more money, and 12% of when like hypothetically, paying back like 12% of $45,000 and then paying 24% of $50,000 almost equates to making it to where I made less money the previous year than I did before the promotion.
Okay, that's not real though. That's not how it works. That's not how tax brackets work at all.
But I do owe more tax. I do owe more taxes back.
You will owe more taxes, but that's because you're making more money, which is exactly what we were saying was okay. We don't care if there's billionaires as long as they are paying more money. And
I just want.
And so, like, if you're, a marginal tax bracket works like this. If you are paying, I'm gonna have to pull up Paint because I'm gonna confuse myself just trying to do this. While talking about it or while playing game at the same time.
All right. Well,
it is like, okay, shit. Okay, so if you're making 10,000, if you're making $10,000 and not $10,000, if let's say $20,000 a year is if you made $20,000 that year. And you are in the first tax bracket, and that's 10%. Then you are making, or you are paying 10% of your income in taxes in that bracket. Now, if you get a promotion and you start making $30,000, then you are pushed up into a bracket where you're paying 15% in taxes. But it's not the $30,000 that is taxed at 15%. It's $20,000 is taxed at 10%, and then the $10,000 that goes over that tax bracket is taxed at 5% extra.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, I do agree that everybody should pay their taxes. And like I said, I'm going to pay my taxes, even if it's more than what I did before. If that's what I owe back to my country and my government, the people that need it, that's what I owe. I'm going to pay it. I guess it does make me angry that the wealthy, the super rich, find ways to avoid paying their taxes. I'm definitely going to agree with you on that one because there's simply no excuse for it. Everybody else here has to pay our taxes.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna fuck it all up again. Wealthy people don't really get out of paying taxes. There's a lot of things that people don't understand about how taxes work, and so it was. What's the word I'm looking for? It was. It was rhetorically effective to be like, look. Donald Trump only paid $700 in taxes. And it's really funny that he wouldn't just say, well, yeah, that's because all of my taxes were eaten up by losses. You know, I know that Donald Trump did not want to get on TV and just be like, yeah, I only paid $750 in taxes, but that's because I lost a fuck ton of money.
Because he went bankrupt,
Yeah, so he didn't want to get on TV and say that he lost a fuck ton of money, but, you know, the extremely wealthy, there are things that they can do in order to, like, alleviate some of the tax burden that they can have or whatever, but no rich person is getting completely out of paying taxes. Because the thing is that, like, if, say, for instance, Donald Trump makes he has a small income of $1 million, right? And so he's got this $1 million in 2019. And I'm sorry, I'm having to write this down to keep track of what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm definitely loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah, so he's got $1 million that he paid in 2019. Now 2020 taxes roll around, and his company took losses of $999,300. So all that's left is $700, and so he shouldn't, even though he put in like another $1 million into his in income, he ended up losing all of that the next year, and so he shouldn't have to pay taxes twice on the same income, even though that company made $1 million back, but he lost a massive percent of it. So, you know, he could have just said, in order to you know, tax pill people that were saying that he only paid $750 in taxes, he could have said, well, yeah, that's because I lost a fuck ton of money, and so I shouldn't have to be paid, and I didn't actually make any cash. Then that would have dissuaded that little myth or whatever. But he didn't want to say that either, so he ended up just taking the L on paying $750 in taxes.
Yeah. Here's the deal, though. That would have hurt his precious ego to say that. Like,
True.
I guarantee you already know this, but just in case, I don't even count Donald Trump as like an actual conservative, like, because he just wanted to kind of roll with whatever group had more fire behind it. Because back in the early 2000s, he said he would run as Democrat. Now
Here's the thing, though, super quick. I don't do the no true Scotsman thing, because he was an elected official that was elected under a conservative ticket, and the whole GOP, not the whole GOP, but there is a section of the GOP that is completely 100% behind Donald Trump, and then there's another section of the GOP that is ashamed to have ever been associated with Donald Trump. And the GOP is currently, the Republican Party is currently like infighting and splitting because of the presence of Donald Trump. And Donald Trump says Republicans in name only. And so either side of this divide over Donald Trump is claiming to be the real Republicans, when we're having the same thing in our elected officials too, where we have Kristen Gillibrand, who is like as far left as they come in our elected representatives, and then you have Joe Manchin, who is, I mean, just barely Democrat. Like, he is the most conservative Democrat that we've got in elected officials. Yeah. And so there's a huge giant range of thought, and so to start gatekeeping becomes really dangerous.
And that's fair. That's a fair point, and I definitely understand, you know, where that's coming from. It's not so much that I want to gatekeep people out of being what they want to be. I just not sure like that was ever what he quote unquote wanted to be, as much as it was what was convenient, I guess is what I'm trying to say. As you can tell, I just never cared much for Trump as a human being, I guess is kind of.
No, don't get me wrong. Trump was an absolute dumb fuck. Like, I issued a challenge at one time that if anybody can find me a video of Donald Trump speaking off teleprompter where he doesn't sound like a complete moron, then I'd pay them $100. And so, and no one, not a single person will be able to ever meet that challenge, because I paid very close attention to that. presidency. Everybody did, really. And yeah, he sounded like a complete idiot the whole time. Any questions that people would ask him, if they were just like, oh, what do you think of China? China's bad. It's just real bad. And we're big and tough boys, and we're going to take down China. China is bad. And it was just so stupid. Everything he said was fucking moronic. But none of this is, I'm still confused as to what's holding you back. What's keeping you from swallowing the blue pill, bud?
There are a couple things that I don't think I can bring up here just because it could really piss off some people.
That is all I do all day, every day.
True, but like I said, you're also in a position of respect, and you have, plenty of information to back it up. You're obviously a much better debater than I am. For whatever reason, I'm like great in leadership roles in the working world. You get me out, and I'm just kind of like chill about everything.
Yeah.
How can I put this? I don't know if there's a way for me to put this to where it wouldn't make me seem like a colossal douchebag, because it would require a lot of context. But ultimately, I guess, I agree with the ideas of making society and life better for as many people as possible. And we definitely agree on that. And you'll also come to find that I'm nowhere near an extremist in my beliefs or anything like that. Like, for example, I have plenty of criticisms with the Republican Party and a lot of conservatives that are in office. For example, like, we put into place separation of church and state, yet a lot of people still don't want to agree with that. And I won't go into specifics, but I have my own beliefs, and I believe in a higher power in my own way. But I don't think that my beliefs should ever have anything to do with laws being made.
Right.
Because separation of church and state is a necessity, not just a want. A necessity for a country that wants to be as diverse and welcoming to as many different cultures as possible. If we start like one of the dumbest arguments I ever hear online from anybody is, well, this country was founded on Christian values, that's how it should stay. I'm like, no, like, there are a lot of different values from this country, and I'm sorry, but Christian values aren't the here-all be-all of what makes somebody a good person or how to run a country.
Right.
What is your opinion on that kind of thing?
About the separation of church and state shit is that, well, if this was a Christian nation, then it's really funny that people would have a constitution that we adhere to, and that if you look through that constitution, you will never see the word God or like Christ or like any reference to Christianity at all in the Constitution. So if it was like really that important for this to be a Christian nation, it would be really interesting. It's just interesting to me that the people who wrote the Constitution wouldn't put that in there or at all, because I'm pretty sure that was the whole purpose of founding the United States or America in general, is that they were fleeing from persecution in order to so they didn't have to be Catholics anymore or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
It was persecution again. Yeah, basically not
religious persecution.
In England's the Bible in England at the time.
Right. So that's the whole thing, is that I don't think it's like it's obviously not a Christian nation. We're totally on the same page there. I am a little bit. I'm going to. I take a little bit of a different approach than my fellow lefties that you find on like Twitter and shit like that, where they talk mad shit about religious people. I personally don't give a fuck if somebody is religious or not. It doesn't bother me at all, as long as you're not making moral prescriptions and telling me how I'm supposed to live my life based on your religious beliefs. And then I don't really care. People can do whatever they want.
Yeah, and that's a good view to have. Is what's the kind of the phrasing is like, everybody's free to follow a path of religious fulfillment, even if that fulfillment doesn't come from religion. The life I lead and some of the beliefs I have, I feel like they make me happy, but that doesn't mean that it's right for everybody to follow that same path.
Right.
If everybody did, we wouldn't have as much diversity and as much education and things of that nature if everybody just thought the exact same thing. So I kind of like it that way.
So yeah, that's another thing that I'm thinking we're totally on the same page on. So I'm still confused as to why you're still choking on that red pill, bud.
Like I said, there are a couple things I don't think I can bring up, and it's possible that they're not even necessarily conservative issues as much as they're more or less I guess
Just issues you have with Democrats, because that would also be
absolutely not. Most of my friends are Democrats, and I absolutely love them to pieces.
okay.
And I also don't base my opinion of Democrats off of extremists that I see online. I think the biggest problem that I have when it comes to trying to, because I also never post online about my own political views or my own societal views, because where I live in the South, but I also happen at the same time to live in Northwest Arkansas, which is where Walmart corporate is. So we have people from all over the world, all over the country that come here to work. So everything that I see and hear is one extreme or the other. It's either the super Southern traditional conservatives screaming about, all lives matter or some bullshit, or that there needs to be, prayer and Christian values in the White House, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Or it's extremists from the other side that are always talking about how, if you're a white person, you're not allowed to have an opinion whatsoever. Yada, it's just really extreme stuff.
Right, stupid shit. I got you.
I get nobody in the middle around here. Like I would say I like to think I'm on the side of common sense, but that doesn't float everybody's boat.
Everybody does. Everybody thinks they're on the side of common sense. All of these dipshit socialist idpol morons that talk about how like, well, it's this white man. Like those idiots think that they're on the fucking side of common sense too. But
that's what I'm saying. It's like, everybody does.
I'm so curious now about what it is. Like what is the thing that you're saying, or that you feel like you can't say. Like, dude, I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess you're right. Like, no, you're not right. I don't have like a massive like audience of like sycophants who are gonna come to my defense if I say something wrong, or if I have like a hot ass take. I'm on my own, and I'm gonna get dragged for it. And I've done it before. It's not anything that I'm not scared of it or whatever. And I will eat the hate mob, as it were. But you're relatively anonymous in this, right? Like, I'm not gonna go and.
I'm a big name in the fan fiction community, and I don't mean to sound like a douchebag when I say that.
You're all right.
I've written a lot of stories that a lot of people have read, whatever. So I stay far, far away from posting anything over there. Okay, I guess I'll break it down like this, and all I would ask is that you kind of try to understand the context of where I'm coming from.
That's all I'm here to do.
I absolutely, I love people. That's kind of where it comes from. I love my friends, and I've dealt with, mental health issues for a long, long time. Something that concerns me is so I have a lot of friends, and I interact regularly with people in the LGBT community.
Right.
And for the most part, everybody's a great person. I have friends that are, gay, transgender. I myself, am bi, and I've been on both sides of the fence.
Right.
It kind of shocks me.
I like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're all right. Go ahead. You're talking now. You have the floor.
It kind of upsets me how little is done, like, especially in the transgender community. On one hand, it ridiculously bothers me that people are trying to. Hold on 1 second. What's that, babe? Can you bring? I will in a minute, babe. I know. I will be in a minute. All right, I'll walk and talk. How people seem to continuously try to combat these people's right to have freedoms or right to live, right?
Right.
They definitely have a right to live. They definitely deserve all the rights that I have.
Yeah, people challenging their validity. I got you.
Yeah, what I don't like also is this idea, like we seem to be sweeping under the rug that there is a blatant case of like every transgender person I've known in my own personal experience, and I wish I had the numbers with me right now because yeah, that looks good, babe. Yeah, it looks fine. Is I wish I had some numbers because there was a college study done and I completely didn't even think to bring any evidence with me. So take it how you will. But every transgender person I've known suffers from some kind of mental illness, right? Or something like depression, anxiety, ADHD, and I think that we're kind of wanting to do blanket acceptance of, oh, that's just how they are. We're looking less and less into, okay, why is there a connection between being transgender and also having mental illness and having high suicide rates among that community? So I don't think it's all just people being mean to them, making them want to kill themselves. I think there's also mental illnesses that get associated with people in the trans community.
Well, the
And
thing is
I feel
about
like
the thing about the high suicide rates is that this is among trans people that are not accepted. If they don't have a support group to help them with their transition from even identity, or if it's physical or whatever, any sort of transition that takes place, if they don't have any kind of support, then it causes severe depression and it, then they go fucking kill themselves. The thing is that if they have one, and all it takes is literally just one, if they have one person that supports them, if they have that or at least one person that supports their endeavors, then they will then they're like, it's massive. I want to say it's like 90% a drop in the possibility of committing suicide if they have a support group, or and this support group doesn't even have to be a group. It's literally one person. If they have somebody close to them that they can rely on for emotional support once they come out as trans, then yeah, the rate of suicide drops significantly. And the thing is that a lot of people don't want to have to go through coming out as trans because of all the bullshit that they get. So a lot of people stay in the closet. So I'm sure that there's possibility of, like, when somebody just up and kills themselves out of fucking nowhere, that there is the possibility that they were just trans and never came out because they didn't think that they would have any kind of support. So I'm not so sure that there's really a correlation between being transgender and being mentally ill. The reason why those numbers can be skewed heavily is because it wasn't until recently that transgenderism by itself was considered a mental illness. And once you removed that, then they fell, I'm pretty sure that they fell more in line with the general population when it came to mental illness.
Yeah, I forget where I read it. I'm gonna have to look it up at some point in the future, and send it your way. There was some research done, and I would definitely want to make sure and relook at the findings, because this was a couple of years ago. That you have, like, the suicide rate amongst people in the transgender community is very, very high. It's equitable to, like, the last group of people it was equitable to were Jews living under Nazi, and that's a very high suicide rate. But one of the scary things is the suicide rate, according to the study, and I'm going to have to find it again, is the suicide rate, at least at one point, didn't change even amongst people that went through some form of transition surgery, which makes me worried.
But if that's the thing, is that it wasn't being able to transition. It wasn't the ability to physically transition. It was support. It was emotional support. Because, like I said, you can take all the titty skittles you want. You can get your balls chopped off. You can get tits sewn onto your butt. All of these things won't cure the mental anguish that comes with being uncomfortable with your identity and having no support. And so like I said, it has nothing to do with being able to transition or being able to find a doctor that will do the transition. It's talking about having an emotional support, like a friend that is close, that is able to emotionally support you. That is what curbs the suicide rate by like 90 some odd %.
And that's definitely a good thing. And I want you to understand the place where I'm coming from with this isn't me trying to say that I hate transgender people or I don't think they should exist, yada yada yada. It literally comes because I have a lot of friends in the trans community and I love them dearly, and a lot of them are suffering from whether it's mental ailments or it just breaks my heart to see what some of them go through. And because I have mental illness, I've attempted suicide and been hospitalized and drugged up and stuff.
Right.
I've made mistakes in my past. I don't like the idea of anybody going through that shit. And so many people focus on this part and that part of being transgender, and that all the problems will be solved once they get transition surgery. But that doesn't solve a lot of the problems. And,
right. That's what I was saying, was that it's still an issue that they have to have the emotional support in addition to all of that. So the thing is that like we can go down pretty much any road with that. That even if I've had people assert that it's just a mental illness, but that's the thing, is that even if it is, the treatment appears to be to emotionally support them, and sometimes that is physical transition in order to fix their problems, to make them feel better. This appears to be the best course of treatment in any case. And so, yeah.
Hey, and it just makes me angry that I can only do, so much. Like, for example, all I can do on my end is my friends that are in the community, support them.
Right.
Either for them, give them advice, and help, keep them in line as far as if they do have a mental ailment, like, bipolar disorder or whatever, making, just like they hold me accountable for taking my meds so I don't go crazy, hold them accountable, and just, be a good friend to them.
I don't know.
I don't really like the idea of so many people losing their lives and shit. It breaks my heart.
Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're fine. I'm just wondering, what is the? It sounds like we're on the same page here too. That you have some concerns, and these are things that are being studied, and things that need to be looked into for sure. In order to best handle this type of situation or whatever. In order to we want the majority of people to be happy. We want more people to be happy than less people to be happy, of course. But so I'm not really sure, what is the issue there?
I don't have it so much. Like I said, I've never really had an issue with the standard people on the Democratic Party. My issue comes from extremists on both sides. I absolutely despise having extremist thought, and I absolutely even more despise the lack of ability to listen to reason that some people have. So I guess the way I ultimately now one thing I do have that's generally considered a conservative thing, but honestly I know just as many Democrats that like it, is although there's a lot of imperfections with it, I do like the principles of capitalism, that essentially you get what you work for.
We're all capitalists here. I don't do any of that socialism bullshit. The myth that the Democratic Party is becoming socialist is fucking dumb, and it's strictly a conservative thing. And all of the lefties on Twitter are really more upset that the conservative straw man of the Democratic Party isn't real, and they would be much happier if all of the shit that the conservatives talked about Democrats was real. They would be way happier. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that being a capitalist doesn't prevent you from being a lefty. It doesn't prevent you from, you know, that. So that isn't it. I'm trying to weed this down. You know, we're trying to get down to the nitty gritty and see what it is that's holding you back.
Can I chip in my 5 cents?
What?
Can I chip in my 5 cents?
Oh, 5 whole cents? Okay, go ahead.
Nothing is protecting you from being an asshole.
True.
Now I'm saying that directly to you, but like in general.
Okay, well, that is I will keep that in mind. So anyway, I'm still confused.
This was not any way directed to you.
Okay, that's cool. So what is it I'm still confused as to what's holding you back. I feel like there's something missing. There's something that because if you consider yourself a right winger, but you are supportive of trans people, and you believe in redistribution of wealth through tax policy, and you also believe that what else did we discuss? We discussed many things, and it sounds like we're on the same page with all of this. So it's just weird that you would then go, yep, conservative. So
but
what is it?
Keep in mind, a lot of the stuff we're talking about may seem, like democratic, or it is, whatever. But half the stuff we're saying would get you lynched in the community of liberals that I live around. like this isn't liberal talk where I come from. And then I'm not conservative also where I come from compared to everybody else. Like I said, there is absolutely no middle ground where I live. Everybody is extreme one way or the other.
Except everyone hates trans people? All the liberals in your area hate trans people?
No. All the conservatives have issues with the whole LGBT community.
Yeah.
And the liberals honestly seem to just hate anybody that's not a minority and believe that every police officer should be killed. Is essentially where we're at over here. It is bad, and you're absolutely right. It's a bunch of douchebags and assholes, online saying stuff. But it is frustrating to get exposed to that nonstop. There's a reason. I have to take regular breaks from pretty much all social media just to cleanse my palate, because there's always something stupid going around.
True, that is true, but this is the thing, is that like whenever I am talking, because the majority of my followers on Twitter are like socialists, right? So I'm like way far to the right than most of the kids that I talk to, but I'm everything that I'm saying is very status quo Democratic Party. You know what I mean? So like support for trans people, redistribution policies through tax policy, or redistribution of wealth through tax policies, criminal justice reform, and so many more things. These are all very politically viable things that we can vote on now. Healthcare, for instance, all of this shit, like. All of this is very Democratic Party stuff, so I'm still.
You have to understand.
I
don't think that things like support for trans people, things like that nature are necessarily democratic. I'd like to think they're just basic humanity.
Yeah. That would be great. That would be a wonderful world to live in. But unfortunately, that's not the world that the conservatives want. The conservatives have made people's identities into a political problem. They have made LGBTQ, etc., into a question of whether or not that they should be allowed to serve them in businesses or have anti-discrimination laws apply to them. Like, these people they have decided. It's not that these people decided I am now a political identity. These people existed, and then conservatives decided that they wanted to legislate them out of existence. So yeah, they didn't choose this life. The conservatives chose for them. And
that's a fair assessment to make. And I do agree that there are a lot of conservatives that do, for whatever reason, go down that path. I just don't understand, why they go down that path, and I'll never, ever, ever get along with an extremist on either side, ever, no matter what my views are, because I hate extreme conservatives that,
white
everything
supremacy, neo-Nazis. Yeah, I got that. I mean, it's, which is
that even goes beyond extreme.
But that's the
Honestly,
thing, is that this is the dichotomy. This is why I really don't like this both sides meme, is because whenever you're talking about the most extreme examples of left-wing thought in the elected, in elected officials, coming out of elected officials' mouths, you have like Kristen Gillibrand of New York, who is still a capitalist. She's not like a socialist. She's not some like far left winger that wants to overthrow capitalism and kill God himself. But whenever you go onto the conservative side, you have elected officials saying that Hillary fucking Clinton is running a pedophile ring out of a pizza shop in New York so that they can farm children in an underground cave in order to drink their blood so that they can live forever, worshipping the lizard people or some other bullshit. Like, these people are fucking crazy. The QAnon shit, like, this represents elected thoughts coming from elected officials. And so like I said, if these things were coming out of the mouths of if it was just dipshits on Twitter that were saying these things and not elected officials saying these things, sometimes even the president of the fucking United States saying these things, then it would be a completely different story and I wouldn't have any issues. But that's unfortunately not the world we live in, where extremism is present in elected office and not necessarily the same, which could not be said the same for the Democrats. Jesus.
Now, in your opinion, why? Where does this extreme thought come from on the conservative side? Like, why are these people elected in the first place?
Because they're losing and they're scared of everything. So, the Democrats' platform is, we need to help more people. There are people who are being failed by the systems provided by the United States government. We are only as strong as our weakest link type of shit. So we need to help those that are in the worst positions. We need the most powerful people to help the weakest people. That seems to be their whole platform. There might be some dipshit lefties that will disagree with that. And, yeah, it's just all about the corporate oligarchy or whatever. Those people are fucking stupid and they don't vote anyway, so I just ignore them. The whole purpose of their campaign is make things better for everyone. Conservatives, their platform is fear. 100% of all their campaigning is the Mexicans are coming to rape you and steal your jobs. The Muslims are coming over to fucking blow you up. Black people are running into your suburban neighborhoods. They are going to break into your house. They are going to fuck your mom. Your mom is like going to enjoy being fucked by Antifa. Their whole platform is fear, and fear breeds conspiracy theories, and that's why the conservatives keep getting more and more extreme. And the response to that from the Democrats is to just stay exactly where they are and not make any real change. Or the changes that they do make are very, very slow and incremental, which pisses off lefties. But it's like, whenever you have conservatives in power, there's not really a whole lot you can do. You just gotta, wait until the obsolescence of the Republican Party, and then we can actually get back to work. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, and I agree, and I get where you're coming from with a lot of that. Ruling by fear does, it's a tactic that unfortunately works.
Yes.
You would agree to that.
That's why that's why the GOP is still in power right now. That's why we hold the Senate on the most razor thin margins.
Can you explain to me what the fuck is GOP is?
Grand Old Party.
The Republicans.
There's the GOP and the DNC.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, the Republican Party just should fizzle out and die. They don't have anybody's best interest at heart. All of their platform is fear, and I don't think that there's any real place for that going forward.
Now, to be fair, as far as some benefits that people have gotten from the Republican Party, because I feel it would be irresponsible to say that there were like no benefits during like Trump's presidency, so to speak.
There was some, but that's not anything that that the Democrats wouldn't be doing. I guess it depends on what you're talking about. What is it that you're referring to?
So for example, I did like the tax break that I got from Trump's tax plan. It did put more money back in my pocket. I liked, well, I was kind of so on his thing with firearms and bump stocks.
His problem, the whole problem with the tax thing was that he took away revenue. Like he axed a lot of revenue streams without cutting spending, and so we had this massive deficit spending that went on for like 3 fucking years. And then right before the pandemic, we had a massive collapse in the stock market, and it was due to corporate debt bubbles and other shit. I mean, the pandemic played a role in it for sure, but it was definitely the corporate debt bubble bursting, and it was most definitely Trump's tax policy that caused the massive recession that we saw right at the beginning of right before the pandemic. I want to be clear about that, because this crash happened in February, and we didn't see COVID-19 in the United States until March. So it was a whole month later, and it was just it was all bad, and it was due to Trump's tax policy. So I'm glad that you got money in your pocket there for a little bit, but it turned out to be way worse, and a lot of people, millions and millions of people, out of a job.
No, I was part of the people that got out of a job, by the way.
Yeah. So short-term benefit, short-term benefit, long-term loss. That is, whenever you're talking about conservative economics, that seems to be their whole platform too. That's why they keep saying this trickle-down economics myth, because it is a short-term gain, long-term loss.
It is. It's kind of like ignoring things that will cause problems like 20 to 40 years in the future, because it makes things look good right now in the present.
True. So that's my whole issue with the Republican Party in general, and why I think Trump's literally 100% of things that Trump touched for the entire 4 years was nightmarishly failure. He didn't have a single success. Everything that he did ended up failing before his presidency was over, and it's just hilarious, honestly. But anyway,
I still don't think he was as bad as Hitler that some people say, and I also don't think
he's not as bad as Hitler. Did you say Hitler?
Yeah, like I said.
Okay, obviously. Obviously he's not as bad as Hitler, but he was most definitely the worst president that I have ever lived under. How old are you?
Thank you, because I was going to say James Buchanan, according to everything I've read, is generally considered to be the worst president.
So wait, how old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, so we're around the same age. So I don't think I've lived under more presidents than you have, and Donald Trump is most definitely the worst. and it's if you look at the way the Republicans are operating right now, and how they almost completely abstain from voting in general, like they're trying to roadblock as the Senate minority, and they're doing a pretty good job, not gonna lie, because there are some blue dog Democrats that still follow onto their side on certain issues that prevent bills from being passed. So oh God, I don't know how else to say these things. It just sounds like you are right there, like you are ready, that all I need you to do is take a sip of the water and swallow this blue pill. You know what I mean?
I'll keep in mind, I used to be really extreme liberal back in the day.
Same.
And,
I was all about Marxism and socialism, and I was just like, yeah, fuck the Holodomor. It didn't happen. That's Nazi propaganda and a bunch of other shit. Not realizing that I was making a complete fucking ass of myself and advocating for red fascism. But so I used to be just that bad. I understand what you're saying. I went through a very short phase, but other than that, like, and I think I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at right now. And I don't think I'm going to move any further because I've been kind of on this kick for a couple of years now. The yo-yo effect is gone, but anyway, go ahead. What are more contentions?
I say I'm kind of content with not really having to belong to any party whatsoever. My thought process is, like, let's say I want to vote, like, I vote in the next election.
Do you not ever usually vote?
I usually vote for what candidate I think will provide the best, the best gain to the country as a whole, regardless of what party they are.
Well, there's only two real options.
I did not vote for Trump because I did not think he would provide the best options for America.
And you didn't vote for Biden either, though, right?
I'll keep that to myself for now.
I swear, that Dave Chappelle meme is real. When Dave Chappelle was just be like, man, I'm trying to tell you about fucking my wife in the ass right now, and you're asking me personal questions like who I voted for.
but suffice to say, I don't have any kind of hate boner against, one side or the other, really, like, or the people, I guess, that belong to one side or the other. I have a hate boner for some of the people and the actions they take, or what some of the things that they believe, but I'm also not going to degrade them for thinking differently than I do. Growing up in Arkansas, or I actually grew up in Southwest Missouri, just really close to Arkansas. I was surrounded by homophobic thought and everything, and I don't hate those people. I just don't agree with their viewpoints.
Nah, fuck those people.
Well,
fuck them.
I can't blame a classroom of 6th graders who are afraid of John Kerry because he has a family member that is homosexual. If that's what's getting shoved down their throats by their parents.
What is getting? Wait, what? What's getting shoved down their throats?
Whenever I was in 6th grade, I remember specifically when we first started studying civics, they were talking about the election, and our teacher, as well as most of the class, all agreed that we shouldn't vote. Our parents shouldn't vote for John Kerry because he doesn't have a problem with homosexuality, and that all came straight from the adults in the community. They were all like that. Everybody was like that.
Was like
Except,
what? That you shouldn't vote for him specifically because he is.
They were all homophobic.
So they were saying don't vote for John Kerry because he supports homosexuality.
Exactly. And I don't blame the kids, I blame their parents. See, my mom always taught me to be respectful of everybody, but
adults for sure. Like I'm talking about adults. If you're an adult and you are so worried about where someone else is putting their wiener, then I just fuck those people. Those people don't deserve my consideration.
I agree.
Because it's really what is it that they're doing no, but it might hurt Jesus's feelings or some shit like that. It's fucking dumb.
If I want to stick my dick in a bagel, I can do it. Fuck it.
Hell yes. Like butter, put butter that shit up, microwave it for about 15 seconds. Bagel pussy.
That's an experience. He's talking from experience.
Yes, I am.
That sounds disgusting.
Anyway, go ahead, Famous. Go ahead.
I was say, actually, unlike most Christians, I've actually read the Bible multiple times. I read it in English. I've read it in Spanish as well, where just to see the differences in how things are broken down. The Bible is not this. It isn't as hateful towards homosexuals as one would think. It's that people like to cherry pick individual scripture without context.
It's just interpretation. Interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole issue that it's really funny because the majority of people that I know, like my bestest friend in the whole world is like a super Christian, like the super Jesus person, and he doesn't give a fuck about gay people either. The whole thing is everybody that I've ever known that has actually like sat down and read the Bible themselves usually is pretty cool.
Literally Orthodox Christian and gay.
That's cool,
Nice.
man.
So yeah, I think it's being homophobic is pretty cringe and not based.
Not poggers.
It's not Pog or whatever the kids say these days.
Well,
Like I said,
my girlfriend.
The word. Oh, go ahead.
My girlfriend has made grilled chicken on an actual real grill. So I'm probably going to get off of here and probably go eat something. But I feel like the seeds have been planted. The blue pill is under your tongue. All you have to do is swallow. You are right there.
Regardless, I just felt this was a very productive conversation. I enjoy talking with reasonable people, so I have absolutely, no issues. And I like a lot of the way you think, and I like the way you made your points, and I like that this didn't have to break down into any kind of ridiculous argument.
I know, but it's way more fun to have arguments.
Fair enough.
But anyway.
Also,
hey, I really appreciate the super chill conversation. I don't know if I'm going to come back tonight because it's already pretty late. But hey, man, I appreciate you joining me, but I'm going to go ahead and get off of here.
Oh, I got to eat dinner too. It was great talking to you guys. Later.
Love you. Bye.
Fuck.
Okay, I got to go. I am hungry. I want to go spend time with the girlfriend before she has to go back to work. So, bye. This is not going to make a good segment either. This ended up being like a fucking an hour and a half of just kind of meandering around and just not really honing in on any specific issue, which kind of sucks. Which I kept trying to get it. I kept trying to bring him out and say, let's really get down to the nitty gritty on this particular thing. But I think that he's one of those people that hasn't really thought through his political positions. I don't think that he's really thought it through. And I think that he has a general idea of what he likes. And so I think that he's, I think we're there. I think we can get him. I think we can get him onto the team. Come over to the dark side. Okay, anyway, for seriously, bye.